If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. And it just so happens to be the first What Wednesday show after the Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime was released, which is crazy. And it happens to be the first show after this happened, which hopefully all of you enjoyed. I hope you've seen this. If you have not seen this yet, well, you should go check this out later. Inside the Wheel of Time with the Dusty Wheel, the official after show, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Marcus Rutherford and then speaking with Daniel Green, Critter, and Rhythma all about those 3 episodes. That was a blast. I hope you saw that. We're going to dig into that a little bit today. But yeah, that's crazy, right, everybody? That is crazy. I don't know. It's still crazy to me. I don't know. It's never not going to be crazy. But yeah, that happened. I think almost 40,000 of you have viewed that out there. I hope you've enjoyed what we're putting together, and we'll be doing those weekly. Every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, you can see the next episode of Inside the Wheel of Time. And like I said, where I get to interview some cast and crew and speak with my panelists all about the episode. But what's fun about this is tonight we get to review all the news live. Review all the news live before the next episode drops. And to do that with me, I have 2 wonderful guests. Let me welcome to the Dusty Wheel, Prince Adolin's husband and Katie Sadai. Welcome. How you all doing?
Great. Fantastic.
This is
I'm
awesome.
doing good. I'm ready.
Are you guys relaxed now? Like all of the, I don't know what we call it, just stress is not the right word. Just all of the discussion we've done for the last.
It's like all the anticipation, right?
Yes,
I felt
go.
it last week on Friday morning after we'd watched, the 3 episodes, like just this kind of letdown. Like I wasn't disappointed, but it was like, there's just all this buildup and anticipation that just like, whew. And now I'm just like kind of building up again, right? So I'm getting ready for tomorrow to like see the next episode, right? So.
Oh yeah, anticipation is great. A great word for this. Like, and there was like a weird like, wait, we have a series? Wait, you're not supposed to give us things. We're supposed to anticipate them forever.
We wanted more. We wanted more teasers. We wanted more clips from the Tweeter of Chaos. It was just weird. We've been waiting 2 years since they announced it, and then we got it, and we're like, how do we process this? How do we do this now? And now we're back to. I feel like the wheel has turned us back to. Now we're theorizing again. What is going to happen in this season? Because I think they've thrown they've thrown the viewers and longtime fans for a bit of a loop, because it's like, oh, you're following Eye of the World to a certain extent, but there's some new things that are coming into play here.
Yep.
So now we're all left with this, wait, what does this mean now?
Well, there was a funny moment where Rhythma said, it was during the after show, I said, so who's the Dragon Reborn to the panelists? And we all laughed because as book readers were like, we know who it is. And she's like, well, I know, but you don't know. And then I said, but do you know? Yeah, there's an element of we don't necessarily know exactly what's going to happen. And so, yeah, it's brought out theories. If this is the first time you've checked in with us or on social media as far as what theories are, come on, Dark Friend Layla, that's a huge one we'll be talking about here.
It's a good one.
There's so many
Wolf Sister Layla.
Which
Did
one?
you see that one?
Yeah, Wolf Sister
Wolf
Layla.
Sister Layla.
Layla's like the source of like 10 different theories right now, which is amazing. Dana, there's some fun theories around Dana. There's so many theories that I want to bring to this discussion. But guess what? You're all going to have to wait. Theories go to the end. That's right. I know. That's so mean of me. I'm terrible. I love theories. How can I put them at the end? It's because I like to see you all suffer. That's basically what it is. That's not true. I shouldn't say that.
Okay,
Hybrid Havoc,
Cameron.
thank you very much. Said, go skydiving. There's a sense of euphoria that hits you shortly after you start falling. Then extreme peace when you pull the chute. It's like that. Yeah,
yeah.
It feels like it.
I'll believe you. I believe you.
Yeah,
I think
you're you don't need to go. You don't need to go, Katie.
No, I don't need to go.
See,
I love it.
I thought the less extreme of it's a roller coaster, and you see that big hill approaching, and I feel like we are now we just went down that first big hill, and now we're slowly starting that climb up again.
Yep.
Yeah, we know we'll be.
But what's funny is that people are saying, to me, it's almost like each episode, I'm going to take your idea and run with it, which is you get on one roller coaster, you're the first ride, and you ride it the entire week over and over again. And the fifth time through, you're I totally get this one. I know what this is about. I've seen everything. You get off, you go to the next episode ride, and that's where I feel like we're getting off the ride and getting on to the next one tomorrow. And what ride is that going to take us for? How many times are we going to watch this thing over and over again? Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I feel it's going to be super fun to now rewatch the season, because then we have gone through the entire amusement park, and now we're kind of oh, I didn't know.
Going with this metaphor.
And so you get to ride that first roller coaster again, and then you go, oh, I didn't see all the foreshadowing they had in the dancing animatronics this time, Yeah,
we're going to be riding it backwards. We're going to ask them to slow down the speed of it.
Slow down.
If you're here for the first time here at the Dusty Wheel, we do a live call and talk show weekly, sometimes twice weekly on Wednesday nights. That's what you're here for. We're going to be breaking down Rafe Judkins, the showrunner, did an AMA today on Reddit. Gave us 700 answers, so we're going to try to get through those. Yeah, this show might go a little bit long. Everybody just kind of settle in. It's a live call and talk show. We'll bring in calls. We'll weave them into the conversation. It's just how it happens. This is the fun time, right? We're zero rush. We're just waiting now at this point of tomorrow an episode will drop, and we're going to get it definitely. There's no anticipation of maybe the next time the Tweeter of Chaos gives us something, maybe.
Right.
It's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can just break this all down. And we got 2 teaser trailers. I want to start there.
Yeah.
I want to watch these teaser trailers with everyone here. We have 2. One was released by Alvaro Morte, and I thought it was different than the one that the Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime released. I thought they were a little bit different. So we're going to show them both, and then we'll dig in, like I said, to the AMA. We'll talk about Inside the Wheel of Time and what might have kind of thrown everybody for a loop on that discussion with Marcus.
Yeah.
I found I didn't find them. Sorry. Edward on Twitter of Time sent me a note that they're in the bonus content that they put online. There were some script pages out there. I didn't have to do much on blurring to have that discussion. So we'll show you those script pages. One's a little bit blurry. We'll talk about that. What those say. Rafe talked about there being some extra scenes, I thought, in his AMA.
Deleted scenes. Yeah.
There's so much to discuss tonight, everybody. So I've missed everyone's comments in chat, but you're awesome for being here. Let's jump into this. I'm going to show you the Alvaro Morte one first, and then we'll show you the other one. This was the one he put up on Instagram.
Yeah. Bring the false dragon.
They're afraid. They should be following me. Not fighting me. There's a place for anyone but my side.
Bring the false dragon.
Doing it again.
They're afraid. They should be following me. Not fighting me. There's a place for anyone at my side. Even my enemies.
So good. They have me at episode 3, everybody. Like I'm a huge fan of episode 3. I just feel like they're trying to get me to jump onto episode 4 and love it as much. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. So what do you think, Katie, of that? What kind of stood out to you in that preview?
Of a few things. I mean, this is the first time that we've heard Logain actually speak, I think.
Yeah.
And I love that it sounds like maybe he's kind of using like his own accent, like a kind of a Spanish accent, which is great. Even my enemies, like that last line just stuck out to me. Like, what is that? Yeah. Who is he talking to? Who is he trying to convince? And also his laughing. I mean, the whole thing, just the whole thing.
The laughing is so good, right?
It's perfect. It's perfect.
This scene right here is what you're talking about. This is so excellent. Yeah. Yeah. That scene is so great. Oh man.
When I saw it, like the second time I watched it, like two things stood out. It almost felt somewhat foreshadowing of Logain's kind of arc in the. I don't know if we're full spoilers for the books.
Oh yeah, so that's a great question. So, see, I always forget this because we're just like, this is a What Wednesday. So I apologize now for those of you out there. We have been doing for like our after show that we did last week, kind of a non-spoiler part and a spoiler part. I want to say that inside the Wheel of Time, we as panelists tried to avoid book spoilers. But tonight, it's full book spoilers. So let me throw a little banner up. This show will contain book spoilers, everyone, all the way through. So, and we're not going to purposely try to spoil everything, but we're talking about some major characters in the show. So I'm sorry for those that did not want any spoilers. Again, we will do our best to kind of create some shows like that for you when we're talking about the show itself. But tonight is just like breaking theory ground and all sorts of stuff. So, okay.
Yeah, well, especially since, the Logain storyline doesn't actually happen necessarily in the first book. There's some stuff that happens later that we might be pulling from. Some of his personality stuff we don't know until the third book when we get his a little bit more of his POV. So
I do think he might be faking the madness or like the laughter.
Oh, interesting.
Because I watched it, and anytime we've seen him, there seems to be a confidence to him, almost. Like, when we saw the first Madman in episode 1 with Leandrin, I think he's kind of letting himself get to the place where he needs to go. And I swear I'm more articulate than this. I think he's faking the laughter. I think the laughter in what looks like Tarvalon is for the reason that it is, but I think I don't know where I was going with this thought, but I think he's not as mad as we are going to be made out to believe what happens to male channelers.
I'm seeing this quote, by the way. Well, I have to find the quote in the book, but it looks like Master of the Deck in chat is saying that there's a quote from the books. 1 second, see if I can find it. For some reason I can't, but she said there's a quote from the books where it says, "Caged as I was, I couldn't help laughing."
Is that when he saw Rand?
Is that, and that's what I need to find out. Somebody have that exact, is that the quote from The Eye of the World? Yeah, I kind of want to know. If I don't know exactly the context of that. So when Master of the Deck hears this, we'll try to put that one up on the screen, get an exact quote, because if that's the case, that laughing, that's an interesting connection of, I see what you're saying, Prince Adolin's husband, which is, maybe this is, him playing, acting, if you will. Although I do see this, I now kind of want to unblur that. Like, there's like something in his eye, like there's like a reflection. Like, what is he looking at?
Ooh, what is he actually looking at?
Yeah,
I mean, he looks pretty insane there. So if he is faking it, he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Master Deck said that one's from Lord of Chaos.
Okay.
30.
Oh, yeah, that's scans.
Oh, yeah, he said, okay, so yeah, let me see if I can get this here. Sorry, I think I have that quote. There we go. I once saw a man who will cause more trouble than I ever did. Maybe it was the Dragonborn. I don't know. He was far away, but I saw a glow. Oh, no, that's not the one. Anyways, so that is, I think that's the one.
That's the quote about seeing Rand and Camelin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. That's interesting. A possibility. I kind of wonder, do you think that how would we...
But basically, the whole thing is that Logain can see Verin, right? And so he sees Rand glowing while he's in the cage, and
right.
He does end up laughing, I think, while he's in Camelin. So he looks insane.
So it makes me wonder the timing of this, of if maybe they do get a new cage for him, because from what we saw, episode 4 looks like Logain escapes. And so I don't know if then there's a kerfuffle that gets from between 5 to 8. He gets a brand new cage, maybe extra strength, sighting proof, So who knows? I'm very curious. Maybe he does actually get full on gentled.
Very curious to see what ends up happening with that.
Yeah, just because we're diving too deep into the theories, but it is very.
I told everyone, theories are for later, and you're like, no, they're not.
No, we're just gonna go.
It's my show.
Okay, I need a poll here. What's the poll we want to ask everybody about this? About Logain here. If I showed the quote that Katie was lifting her head up above there a little bit, which did include that caged section from Lord of Chaos. So yeah, good call out in chat. Caged as I was laughing. What a great one to connect to this. So what's the poll we're asking people here then about Logain? I got you.
I'm not very good at polls.
You're supposed to be. Look, if you're going to be a guest on the show, you got to bring the polls. You got to bring some polls with you. Okay, so I'm going to give you a second to think about that.
I guess maybe. I mean, I don't think. I think he's insane. So it's how insane, how far into the madness. I don't know, something like that.
Are they making?
Gone, has the madness? What do we call it? Has the madness taken Logain?
Taken him, or are they setting up Logain as an antagonist for the series?
There we go. Has madness taken Logain? We'll start there, everybody. That's our first poll today. We got to get that first one out. Get everybody kind of used to this process. Let's show this other trailer because it has this laughing. By the way, there's this scene here that I want to know more about. Let's see if I can find it here. I thought it was right at the beginning where it's like Moraine staring. Maybe it's in the other.
Oh yeah, where she's like surrounded by where she looks like she's like really intensely channeling.
Let's just watch it again. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Bring the false dragon.
They're afraid. They should be following me. Not fighting me.
There it was. Yeah, this. Right here. Gotta go really slow as it comes on this. Yeah, this.
Oh well, but they were using images from other episodes, so you never know if this is.
Like that's why I'm trying to see this one. There's a reflection in her eyes too. I want to unblur that. There's something she's.
Yeah, because the very next shot is Egwene and Nynaeve, which we know is from Winter Night, the very first episode.
Yeah,
and her hair, but her hair right here is just like, yeah.
Maybe she wanted a wind machine. Maybe she was giving Logain a very stern talking to, and off camera, Lan is just swatting with like an industrial fan, and she's like giving this stern talking.
That's definitely what it is.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let's watch this other trailer, and let me put this up on the screen. This is a second trailer that was released, and this one's a lot of fun too. If you have not seen this, you will adore it. And I have some screenshots from it. We're going to break down. This is a blast. And then Taylor will come in here shortly, and he will, unfortunately, for those of you watching on Facebook and Twitter, you hopefully enjoyed this sneak peek, and then you'll have to come in over to YouTube and watch the rest of this with us. But we'll watch this trailer first, and then we'll say adieu to those of you that are on social media. Okay, here, enjoy this.
Dark One corrupted the One Power, so men couldn't use it without going mad.
I want to meet this false dragon.
I don't trust these people. I see you.
We protect from people who would misuse the One Power. That woman's a snake. There's a white tower full of women like her. My wards. It's just another sign. The end of this age is here.
Oh.
Yeah, there's so much here, everybody. Okay, let's watch this one more time, and then let's start breaking this thing down. I mean, we could do a whole couple hours in this one, let's be honest.
Oh my God, yeah. Where did we even start?
That was ridiculous, but here we go.
Dark One corrupted the One Power, so men couldn't use it without going mad.
I want to meet this false dragon.
I don't trust these people. I see you.
We protect from people who would misuse the One Power. That woman's a snake. There's a white tower full of women like her. My wards. It's just another sign. The end of this age is here.
Okay.
Oh my God.
There's so much to break down there. Okay. Those of you that are on Twitter, on Facebook, like I said, come over, just look up the Dusty Wheel on YouTube. You can find us. We're going to be talking probably for the next hour, hour and a half. Let's be honest. Breaking this clip down, talking about the AMA questions. We're going to be doing a giveaway here in probably, 45 minutes to an hour. We'll be doing a mug giveaway. If you want to be part of that, just come visit us, and you can watch the rest over here. But Taylor will... He'll be saying goodbye on the social media for you all. Okay, I know where I want to begin, but I'm the host here. I want to treat my guests well. So, Prince Adolin's husband, where would you like to begin? What is it you saw there? Just pick one thing, and we'll jump to it.
My wards. My wards.
Oh,
Which
interesting.
The wards.
Oh, is that what?
What
Karina's saying? Because I feel like every time she says it, I'm having a difficulty understanding.
Okay. So let me find that spot here. I thought it was pretty close to the beginning. So yeah, you're. Hold on a second. You're talking about where it sounds like she says my wards. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. I'm finding it in here, and we'll watch it again. And y'all are like, just show us the screen already with you. You don't have to find it alone, Matt. You can find it with us. There it is.
There.
Okay.
Does he search alone?
And
My wards. It's just another.
yeah, I see what you're saying. It does sound like she says my wards here.
Yeah.
My wards.
Yeah, you see that kind of, what's that, shining?
My wards.
Yeah, there's a flicker in the air here. That right there.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And correct me if I'm wrong, this looks like her and maybe Leandrin, and this is the scene that we saw in the initial trailer where Logain blasts them back.
My wards.
Yeah, that does look like next to her.
See, at first when she said my wards, I thought maybe the wards outside the cave, but maybe what she's talking about is the shield around Logain.
Yeah, I think this is the moments before he breaks out of the cage.
Interesting.
Because I think that's the concern.
You know what I'm thinking right now? I'm thinking we should have scheduled this for a couple of hours. So, we just sat we're wait, this one word that she said at second 18. Yes. Okay, let me end this latest poll here. 400 of you voted for this. No, the madness hasn't taken Logain. People aren't interpreting it that way. So interesting. Okay.
Wow.
If I understand correctly, the theory here, your Prince Adolin's husband, you're saying that you think the wards are related to Logain. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I gotcha. Okay.
Because she looks concerned. She was looking a little concerned. And I don't think there would be reason for maybe outside of wherever they're keeping Logain. Because I think, there's a uncharacteristic Aes Sedai-ish look of concern on her face. It looks like.
Yeah, that stare, her eyes there.
Yeah.
Or I mean, both could be happening at the same time.
That's true. I mean, if we really want to there could be some things going down because
don't
we cut away from
because we see people running in right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there could be maybe this used as a distraction via Logain to distract the Aes Sedai that are out there.
What's interesting though, look at this real quick. What I'm seeing is there's people that are already on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Do you see them running by people that are already on, like laying, like?
Oh.
Looks like they've already been kind of incapacitated and they're running by them. Interesting.
Huh.
Because then you get this. Let me see. I think there were some scenes before this. Let's.
How full of women like her. By wards. It's just another sign. The end of this age is here.
Yeah, there was the one of Lan running too, which seems like that's maybe part of the same scene.
Yeah. Kind of section. I feel like we need to go back and see the other trailers too. Okay. So
piece it all together.
Yeah, right.
We need Lauren to piece it all together.
And that's the people. Light Blinded Fool saying that's the people of the dragon running in just after his capture. That's what they think.
Yeah.
Wards. Minotaur is saying wards or warders. And then Crossword Smile is saying wards instead of nodding the weaves so non-readers can understand. Wards are warning weaves for one thing or other. Shields are just that, shields. Okay. That's Dusty Will. We need a poll on who Nynaeve is referring to when she says she's a snake and is the White Tower full of them. We'll get there, Village Mattress. We are still on a second of these 30 seconds. Okay, so Katie, what do you want to say about this part with Karine and Leandrin and these wards? What do you think is happening here?
I mean, I think it's probably, like I said earlier, a combination of both. You know, it's probably something happening outside that then the Aes Sedai accidentally clue Logain into when that's when he takes his chance to try to break free when they're distracted.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, and you see, like, people are saying the people of the dragon, maybe his followers are coming and attacking right then or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there a poll we want to ask about this before we move on to another section? Do we think, I guess we want to ask if, does Logain escape? Is that what we're asking here?
Will this outdo Winter Night in terms of dampness?
Oh, yeah. Do you think Logain will escape? Here we go. I want to see if what people are going to say to this idea. There's so many pieces of this. This is one image I want us to get to. We need to get to this image.
Yes, absolutely.
This image has to be discussed.
Oh my!
There's just so much.
This is horrifying.
Yeah,
who is he talking to? And is that blood on his face?
I know. That's what we're gonna find. That's what we need to go back into this. We need to go back in here and watch this again. Let me find that. What do you think that you're seeing there? What's your interpretation right now, Katie? Of Matt's face.
Oh, I don't even have one yet. I mean, I'm just trying to take it. Like I said, I think I see blood on his face, like around his mouth.
Here's the.
I think that was the Mastodar.
Yeah, you see it kind of like.
Oh, it's like growing.
Yeah. That makes it worse.
It kind of.
It's like the Shadow Logoth kind of oil slick or whatever it is. Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a lot like that, right?
Oof.
Yeah, because at first I was just looking at it, paused, and so I just saw it.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
Sitting there.
That is, yeah, and it looks a lot like that. Yeah, good call out. The Mastodar, like you see. That's something that a lot of, I'm sure, new viewers will have no name for this because I don't think they give it a name, do they?
No.
I mean, I would probably call it the Shadow Logoth Shadow or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that,
creepy
man. Look at that look. It's so creepy.
Oof.
It's real creepy.
And then so it's like same with his like dagger here.
That is the most dramatic dagger holding position I've ever seen.
I'm trying to figure out like
right.
Like, well, what I'm kind of.
Yeah.
By the way, so about 300 people have voted on this one. Do you think Logain will escape? And Still mixed. Even from those scenes at like 56%, 44%. Nerd of the Ring said that is Venom. That does have a Venom look to it, doesn't it? I like Pauline's, "Oh, Matt, you were told not to touch anything." Yes, exactly. I love it.
It was very clear.
Exactly. That is, and I want to ask everyone this, which is then, okay, it sounds like we're all in agreement here. I think that looks like Mashadar, right? Like what else would it be? I mean, we've read the books. So what is he looking at and what is he pointing at? That's what I want to know.
I think this is where the Grinwells come in. Because, I mean, where else are we going to meet the Grinwells?
By the way, sometimes when I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, you guys aren't reacting. And I'm like, wait, I'm not sharing it. So sorry about that. Yeah,
that's okay.
He looks like he's staring, and look at this, like the position. It almost looks like he's holding it. Yeah, what a weird position here, right? All Hayes says he thinks, he's pointing at something.
I think it could be a fade. I think it might be a fade to kind of establish that the Shadow Logeth is a different evil than the Dark One's evil, right? And starting to set up that kind of difference between those different kinds of evil.
Yeah, because it's almost like Adam Feign has that control almost in the book. So I think it would make sense for maybe this is like Matt kind of like deep into the dagger's clutches. I think really establishing who he is, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying they think it's Eyeless and the
that is horrifying.
Yeah. Oh, people were asking who's behind him. It looks like
it looked like Tom and Rand.
Yeah, Tom and Rand. I think I feel pretty confident about that. They released some in the press section of Amazon's site. They released some images. And it shows like a clear one with Tom and Rand there. So that looks definite. Like there's no question to that one. Yeah. Here we go. Let me throw this poll up. Is Matt pointing at a fade? How about that, everybody? Let's ask that question. What do we all think here? People are talking with Grinwells. You brought that up, Prince Adolin's husband. You brought up the Grinwells.
I thought someone had said the Grinwells was coming in the 5th episode, not in the 4th episode, though.
Is Geeky Ari anywhere around? Geeky Ari, we need you. Who else? Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I read the script for episode 4.
Don't spoil it for us.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Oh no!
You're like, wait, we should talk about that. Let's take a little break while you're all answering this poll. Prince Adolin's husband, why don't you tell us what your experience has been like for the last year? I was looking forward to bringing you on a show and talking about this. So yeah, tell us about your experience.
10 months ago, I saw the first 3 episodes, and so it was this real funny thing of while everyone's going, wait, the dagger, wait, what's going to happen here? I'm literally sitting watching going, I can't say anything. And so I got to see the first 3 episodes. I watched them in one night after like a half a bottle of wine, just like taking it all in. And so, yeah, there are some scenes that did get cut. The paint scene with Egwene rising out of the pool. There's a couple, like there's a couple little scenes that got cut.
I should ask everybody, how much does people want to know? Like, I would say maybe avoid saying what's been cut.
Okay.
For people that are out there, like wanting some of this to still be out there, I would.
For sure.
This is full show contains spoilers, so if you're here, you can't. You heard some spoilers, but we should probably stop that part about it.
That's fair. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say maybe just talk about your experience of what it's been like to kind of have some knowledge of what's coming, and then not be able to talk about it.
It's been really interesting because the fandom is so dedicated, and so they were so hyped for this show, and so it was one of those things where I felt so bad about having getting to see limited finished effects, but seeing Moraine channeling, seeing the Trollocs, seeing Shadar Logoth, seeing all of that, and not having anyone to share it with, not being able to go, guys, guess what I just watched? And so, you know, I'm stewing with it for like these past like 7 months, I guess, like when they released the trailer finally. But I was so just like sitting in my room going, oh my God, this is phenomenal. This is so good. Oh my gosh. And then literally like going, I can't tell anyone. I have an NDA. And so I'm sitting there. And then, so it was for a company I was freelancing for. And so we did a lot of transcription and annotation for dubbing overseas and for doing, oh God, what is it called? AD and subtitling.
Like audio descriptions?
Audio description, that was the word, yeah.
Yep, okay.
And so, you know, having to annotate like Gaeldon and every like little sort of reference was really interesting. And it made me feel like such an accomplished nerd because I'm like, I can explain what this is and I know what this is, you know? But it was also this sort of release when they released the trailer, and sadly I did not get to see past episode 3. They said Amazon wants people in-house now, and I'm like, I can be in-house if you want me to.
you're like let me in. Let me in.
Please don't take this away from me. But the wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
That's right.
And
that's right.
No, it felt really good to tell people, oh, I've already seen this 8 months ago. And they're like, what? Why didn't you say anything? I'm like, I couldn't. Yeah. And also, I didn't want to be telling people, oh, yeah, I thought this about this before they got a chance to see it. Because it's like if I came on and said, well, it was fine. You know, it's like then when the show comes out, everyone's like, oh, you know.
Well, and people are asking, Prince Adolin's husband and Katie Sedai, we're all just fans. And obviously Prince Adolin's husband happened to be in the right place at the right time as a big, huge Wheel of Time fan. And by the way, Katie Sedai, you should, if you follow Wheel of Time on Instagram, right now you should do yourself a favor. Our admins will put her link in the description. You should go follow her. Like, I don't know how you're able to kind of make time for that, but I love how well that you talk about the Wheel of Time on Instagram, and I'm always like really jealous because I'm like, I don't know what it is. I just can't put. It's weird because I do the show. I'm like, I just can't do the Instagram thing. I don't know. I suck at it. So, please do follow Katie.
Yeah. And it's for people who, you know, maybe you don't have time for a 2-hour live stream or whatever, but you could go onto Instagram and watch a couple 15-second stories, and it's a little bit easier to take in, you know, throughout your day or whatever you want to do.
You should that way. It's awesome to get it that way. So, by the way, almost 350 of you voted, and is Matt pointing at a fade? 64% of you think he is. So, I love it. This is breaking these things down is a lot of fun. Like you heard from Prince Adolin's husband, didn't see anything after episode 3, but we have to have you be really careful. No one wants the spoilers, so hold the spoilers back. Oh, I shouldn't say no one. That's a lie. I saw a ton of people in chat who were like, spoil everything, but we're not going to spoil show spoilers. When I say contains spoilers, it's anything up through episode 3, any teasers that we've gotten, any AMAs, and anything basically from the books, but nothing in episode 4 that we haven't been given. Let's hold that off. Much as all these people in here are like, just tell me everything. I love Fresh Prince of Raven said 64% would be wrong. Okay. So this is a really fun concept of this section. Now I have to take us here because what is happening here?
Oh, man.
Can anyone understand? So I'm trying to look at that ring that does not look like an Aes Sedai ring.
Is it parents?
Ooh. Well,
I'm
trying to think of like,
what that is, I'll show you a better image of that. Here, hold on 1 second, everybody. I decided I would make a much nicer image of it.
Oh, good.
So you can kind of, that looks
like... there's a hammer.
That looks like a hammer, right?
What if it's a dream sequence?
It's very possible.
Perrin and Layla.
It almost looks like the faces are purposefully blurred. Like you can't...
Yeah, right. We can't see them. Yeah, exactly. I was like also looking at this over here.
That looks like Burnt Down, maybe, or Shadar Logoth, or Burnt Down.
It does.
Two Rivers.
There is a little. Yeah, it does have a little bit of that.
Is that one person laying down or two?
In chat.
I think it looks like maybe one.
It's Layla. People think. People are saying.
I think that's just her. Yeah,
and I think
that's just her hand
with
the wedding
shirt.
ring.
They're saying that looks like Perrin's purple shirt, is what people are saying. Ooh,
yeah,
that's a.
I mean, it has to be a dream sequence then, right? That if Perrin is hammering Layla, is that what we're saying that it is?
It looks like Perrin's clothing is
maybe.
Oh wow! I have to say, is Layla going to be the Kenny of what? Come on!
Oh my gosh! I think maybe it's from a later scene of Balsamon kind of corrupting their dreams even more, because I think the first real, like, he's done it to Rand in episode 2 and then into Perrin, but I think maybe he might kind of focus on Perrin a little bit more, because I think Perrin might be a little easier to get to.
People are saying Perrin forging Layla back together. Sheesh.
Oh my God.
Look where the hammer hits. This is Perrin dreaming about killing Layla, but using the axe, the ring. She's laying on top of him. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. You guys are okay. So we got to ask: is this Perrin? We'll see what people think. Is this Perrin and Layla? How about that, everybody? I know people are like, I'm going to make a bad poll here. Perrin and Layla. Perrin only. And then I'm going to say Perrin, and then I'm going to say Layla. And then we'll say
something else.
Or something.
Yeah, you definitely need to add something else.
Not Perrin or Layla. How about that, everybody? And we'll say, who is this? There we go. I know, you guys love these polls when I get them wrong. I hope you watched Inside the Wheel of Time. If you watched Inside the Wheel of Time, there was this awesome moment in Inside the Wheel of Time where there's an awesome moment where they put the poll up. You guys should go watch this episode. It's on Amazon Prime Video. When they put a poll that had like a misspelling and it said face versus fade, and everyone in chat like freaked out. It was hilarious.
It was really funny.
It was hilarious.
Nice.
It took me a long time to realize what they meant.
Well, let's go back and watch this section here again. It does look. Oh, I see. Is that a wound right there? Is that what people are talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Right there. Okay, I know everybody. Yeah, you were like, Matt, I said a wound
I'm trying to look at it and I'm squinting at my screen.
This is what they're talking about here. Right where the hammer's hitting.
Yeah.
It did seem like, I didn't take another screenshot of it. It did seem like that could be a wound. Right. It's right here. It does seem like it might be some blood. Maybe. Right in that section.
Yeah. And a little bit of viscera.
Right where it's hitting, yeah. And that ring, I bet we could match that ring if we found And people are asking us right now, what kind of ring does Layla have? If you find one out there and you want to send me a shot, you can on Twitter. Send me a direct message, and it'll be easy for me to pull into the show here. So you can help us be sleuths right now. But yeah.
Do it.
Yes, go do it. Let's see how many of you voted on this one. 300 of you voted on this one in the last minute or so. Who is this? 79% so far think it's Perrin and Layla. 11% just think Perrin. 1% thinks just Layla. And 8% think not Perrin or Layla. Oh, there you go, everybody. So I'm going to give you just a little bit longer to vote on that poll, but it seems like we have a consensus of what this is, of those willing to vote. Thank you very much. By the way, if you like this kind of stuff, this is it. This is what we do. we get stupidly geeky about like every single frame of everything, and we have fun here. Mm-hmm. Please do subscribe here at the Dusty Wheel. We have a live show. It's not going to be tomorrow. I know the show comes out technically for those of us on Eastern time. I think it's 7 p.m. But it's Thanksgiving also in the U.S., and we decided let's give everybody their Thanksgiving with their family, and we'll come back on Friday with our after show, and that will go a couple hours. Just expect that. Be a couple hours on Friday. I haven't picked the exact time yet. We want our people out in, I know I have fans out in Europe. They were like, can you give us a time that works for us? So it will be a time that will work for you. I promise. It'll be sometime in the early afternoon for me tomorrow. So that being said, let me ask this question. We should move on to happier times. I agree. Somebody said we will hybrid havoc. I promise. Is this a dream? How about that? Let me just ask. Yeah, I heard everyone say this is a dream, or in chat. So, yeah, please do like this video. Let fans know about what we do here at the Dusty Wheel. We'd love to have you. Sorry, it wasn't Hybrid that said it. It was Deadsy. I agree, Deadsy. We'll move on from here. But we had to talk about this. But we will move on. We'll move on to happier times. We'll get ready to answer this one. Okay, so what I would like to know from you, Katie, from this was a pretty detailed. You want to watch this one more time and kind of remind yourself about this trailer and see if there's something else you pick up on?
Yeah, we could.
Okay, here we go.
Dark One corrupted the One Power, so men couldn't use it without going mad.
I want to meet this false dragon.
I don't trust these people.
I see you.
We protect from people who would misuse the One Power. That woman's a snake. There's a white tower full of women like her. Our wards. It's just another sign. The end of this age is here.
Dark One.
Good stuff. Okay, what stood out to you
So
that
good.
time we watched it?
Yeah, so I mean, I think the very beginning we have Tom, sounds like, is telling the boy something about, the Dragon Reborn, and we have Logain channeling. And it looks awesome. It looks so cool. Like, we've seen women channel, right? And so now we're going to see what the differences are when a man channels. And seems like there's quite a bit of difference. He's just standing there. He's not using his hands at all.
By the way, no one has any doubt of the last question. 97% of the people, almost 300 of you voted, think that last thing we talked about was a dream. So there you go. Okay.
Wow.
So I love the dissection there. I did not notice Tom speaking about the Dragon Reborn. Now I feel like we have to watch it again.
Right? Is that Tom's voice at the beginning?
Is it right at the beginning? Is that what we're okay? Let me listen in here again. This might be Tom's voice. I'm so visually focused right here that I didn't even listen. Let me see.
Dark One corrupted the One Power, so men couldn't use it without going mad.
I want to meet this false dragon.
The Dark One corrupted the One Power. He does say that, but there does seem to be is there a change in voice? Is that him on the second statement? Let me play this one more time.
Dark One corrupted the One Power, so men couldn't use it without going mad.
I want to meet this false dragon.
It sounds different to me. I don't know. Those things just feel like two different statements pieced together.
Maybe
it's close, but it sounds different to me.
I used to think it was Tom. What if it's one of maybe another warder?
That's.
I mean, maybe. I think it's Tom's voice. It's pretty clear to me that it's Tom's voice at the beginning. I think maybe it could just be two different lines pulled from some, that they're not connected, or just his tone is changing
I'm seeing
because of
people
something.
are kind of going back and forth here. Let's listen one more time. We're gonna poll this because
Dark One corrupted the One Power, so men couldn't use it without going mad.
I want to meet this.
Yeah. Okay, everyone's thinking. Okay, we're gonna ask everybody. You're here. Are those the same voices? Okay. And we'll say yes or no. That's great, right? Sorry. When you're doing so many polls here, it gets a little bit confusing. That's why every once in a while I'm going to throw one up that doesn't. Okay. Oh, and I was tweeted, it sounds like some pictures, so I'll go look at those while everyone's feeling. So you both are kind of Prince Adolin's husband. I heard you say that you were maybe not on board with that necessarily being the same voice, but Katie, you think that is Tom on both of those?
Yeah, I think they're both Tom. I think I saw someone mention that maybe there's something from in between, but my gut says they're both Tom.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can find this. 1 second, everybody. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that does look like a pretty convincing image. I will. Here we go. This looks like. Yeah, so you have that one, that image of that third ring there.
And that Layla's ring?
That Layla's ring. That was that's what was sent for Layla's ring. And then and then you have, it's not this is blurry stuff, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Most rings are gonna look like that, but that's
pretty blurry.
That's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one to say that one is that one, but yeah. Oh, we'll come back to that one. Okay. So, this question of same voice is a really interesting one. Let me see how people are voting on this one. Almost 300 of you voted. Okay. No one's convinced by my thought that this might be two different voices. I mean, not no one, but 85% believe this is the same voice. People were saying that maybe this is Tom describing or talking about Owen.
Yeah, I do like that theory.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yep.
That's a good one. It's a good one. Look at you all. It's really interesting with book readers to just kind of slowly go through things. And there's like hundreds of people here. And so somebody's going to chuck out something that was like Master of the Deck through that quote from Lord of Chaos, like crazy Lord of Chaos quote. That was insane.
Perfect.
And like this kind of thing of like Owen and Tom mentioning the Dark One, and
amazing. The corruption of,
You guys are just as ridiculous as I am sometimes, which I love. Okay.
We're all there. So, we're all there.
By the way, it's almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to say 8 o'clock my time. It's almost 10 p.m. Eastern, and we are still on the teaser trailers. So, okay. Hopefully you're all having fun. We're going to keep going here. We will do a mug giveaway. You're going to have to stick around, though, because mug giveaway comes at the end. I know, that's so mean, but if you want a chance to get the mug, you got to hang out with us and chat about the Wheel of Time here. That's how it happens. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, not sorry, right? What else were you doing on Wednesday night? Let's be honest. No one has
baking a pie.
Plans. Baking a pie for tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully.
Yep.
Okay, so I love
mine.
the voice one. The idea of actually this being a discussion about Owen. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's as I go through this, Prince Adolin's husband, what do you think? What else stood out to you on this one? I think the channeling, by the way, Katie. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm rewatching this as if I haven't rewatched this like 8,000 times. Parents saying, I don't trust these people. Presumably talking about the Tinkers.
Yeah. What did you think about that?
Very interesting, because it's been a hot second since I read Eye of the World, but I feel like Perrin was pretty cool with the Tinkers. I think maybe just the women dancing, he was like blushing and wishing the other guys were there because they're better with women.
Right.
It's interesting that I don't know, maybe we're starting to see a little bit more, maybe his wolf brother powers are starting to come in a little more. Maybe that's freaking him out a little bit. And maybe he thinks they're the reason for that because the wolves led them there.
Gotcha. Yeah. Could be. By the way, I have to say this when we're talking about Tinkers. I love these wagons. This image
I do
is
too.
So bright. I know there's like.
Well, I like that it's not all bright. You know what I mean? Like the costumes aren't the very vivid.
Right. They're not fluorescent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still love that you kind of know exactly what we're seeing here.
Yeah. And I think it makes more sense to maybe have their wagons be a little bit brighter as they go to different towns or villages, just to kind of be like, hey, you know who we are. You can see them coming from a mile, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I like we can play the audio on this part. Once again, let's come back here.
I don't trust these people. I don't trust these people. I don't trust these people. I don't trust these people.
Yeah. Interesting, right? Like, I like that. I like that addition here. By the way, for those of you in chat, it might seem like fun to put in the exclamation point raffle, but until we say it, until you see it in chat that there's something that started, don't just. The mods work hard here. The mods come in here, and I have them go 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes 10-hour live streams. And be kind to your mods because they put a lot of effort here, and they don't want to have to deal with 700 people putting the raffle in. We're not giving away the mug yet. Don't request that we're giving it away. Just want to put that. A lot of love for the mods. Treat the mods well in chat, please.
If you try to enter for the raffle now, Katie and I will just get the mugs.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Sounds like a good plan.
If you want Taylor to remove you from having an option to get a mug, then you'll put raffle in when you're not supposed to. At this comment from Medic, Tip said, cheers to Rafe and crew for keeping us, even us book readers, guessing and making theories. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, what else? Okay, I created Theoryland, so of course I would say this. But what else can we ask for from this show than to be that kind of show? right?
Yeah.
And over the
stuff,
last week, I've watched the first 3 episodes 3 times. And I'm probably not the only one, nor am I the one who's watched them the most, often.
Right.
I'm sure there's people who's watched them a lot more. And I think that says something about this show too, that us book fans, that's what we love about the books, is diving into them, doing rereads.
Yeah.
We can do that with the show too. That's just the icing on the cake. It's just awesome.
Absolutely.
And I feel like,
oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. And it's again, with the rereadability of the books, there's the rewatchability of the show, because I feel like us book readers will pick up maybe little bits of foreshadowing that are there, but also people who maybe are non-book readers get to kind of see the early pieces of something being put together.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of see Dana's mind working as she is kind of sussing together how to get Rand and Matt alone. It's really interesting to watch her play with them.
Yeah. This has been a lot of fun. Lumen said this and left this tip. Thank you very much, Lumen. He said, "Cheers to the hardcore fan freaks picking up on small details and making awesome points." Yeah, that's the fun about this place at the Dusty Wheel and everywhere I see on Twitter. I appreciate that, but that is part of my DNA, if you will. I love the fact that you all show up here and we just talk details. Look, I come from a school of minutia geeks. That's what I got into this about, and I love when you guys find stuff that I totally missed. I'm not insulted by it. I just love it dearly. So thank you very much for being all here. This is a blast for me. Okay, I want to show this last one. I think I saw this question come up. Then I think we can move on from the teaser trailers. This is just
I want to talk about the AMA.
Yeah. We gotta go to the AMA. We gotta go to the AMA.
Gotta get to the AMA.
God.
We got ground to cover.
That woman's a snake. There's a white towel full of...
I do like how she says that woman's a snake right here.
That woman's a snake. There's a white towel full of women like her. My wards.
I love that. It's regardless if you talk about Leandrin, I love that they put that Leandrin's face was on it. Well, we'll ask chat here.
Because I'm still curious that she could be talking about Moraine. I would not be surprised.
Oh yeah, is the snake Nynaeve is talking about?
Yeah,
Leandrin.
Well, it makes me think of last year, maybe was it, the audition scripts got leaked, and it looked like there was a scene between.
Don't know if I want to know.
Oh, okay. Don't say that one then. Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't want. I'm trying to. I'm at the point now in my life
now where you don't want any.
I don't want teaser trailers are fine, but leaks and spoiler stuff, I'm nope. I'm I didn't even look at the production stuff that was released.
We'll respect Katie's wishes here and not give her any.
Fair enough.
But I can't say that chat won't be blowing up with some stuff there.
Okay.
So we're going to move on. We're already an hour plus in. We're going to move on to the AMA. If you didn't see this, Rafe gave a lot of answers to questions. Instead of, I'm not going to read all the questions here. I'll probably just read Rafe's answers. It's going to be hard to get through these, but basically we'll just kind of rush through them, and then I'll have you both do a kind of bloody stop. That's what I'll say. I'll just kind of read through them, and if you want to talk about one of them, just be a bloody stop or whatever, something like that.
Some of them we know that you're going to probably stop us.
I'll stop it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You know which one I'll stop at for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So let me minimize that screen a little bit here so we can more easily see that. This is on WattSeries.com, by the way. If you don't follow WattSeries, you should. They are so quick with this stuff, and I love it. You still can't see it, everybody. I'm trying to get the perfect shot so you can all read along with me. Just, bear with me for a moment here. How about right now? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. First one of the biggest complaints I've seen regarding the premiere is the pacing. Basically, just talking about the idea of having a 2-hour pilot. Rafe said, "I wish, but the Judkins cut never really made it out of script form, and to Amazon's credit, a real focus on streaming nowadays for all networks is pace and bingeability. Anecdotally, tons of non-book fans made it through the first episode and right into the series without stopping down or turning it off. Maybe in the next turning of the wheel, there will be a 2-hour season premiere featuring unlimited scenes of smithing, Coplans, congers, and more." Rafe is so good. That's really
he's
cool.
so good about just giving us little hints that he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the snake that Leandrin's talking about, 78% of you. The snake that Nynaeve was talking about being Leandrin, 78% believe that actually was directly related to it. I love it. Yeah, that was a good answer from him. What Amazon is after is new fans, everybody. We need new fans.
Yeah.
We need new fans,
Yeah.
and we need them to actually watch all of this stuff to get more shows. So let's be happy for the win there. That's how I'm taking it.
Yep.
So. Why are you not using any Watt swears? He said, blood and ashes, give us time. It's coming, and just wait until you meet Uno. There you go. You're getting some swears. Everybody happy? Prince Adolin's husband, you excited? Getting some getting some Watt swears?
Oh, yeah. Mother's milk in a cup, blood and bloody ashes,
Yeah, we got to get some of that stuff. This was a shout out to the animated minis. If you haven't seen them, you should go check them out. But basically, Rafe was just shouting out Rami Park and Mike Weber, who put those together with Jacob Chilzik in our VFX department. So, yeah, really cool stuff. And
I love that he doesn't even know how to find them. That they have to send it to his email. I feel less stupid for struggling to find them.
Literally I have to. I just go start episode, view all, bonus content. That's. Yeah. And what's funny is I think I even recorded something of how to do it for the Inside the Wheel of Time, and I can't remember what I recorded. So we heard from Marcus Rutherford on Inside the Wheel of Time. Hey, nice shout out that you're a prankster. Any favorite pranks committed during the show you would like to share with us? He said a true prankster never gives up his secrets. I'm not going to let that question go, by the way. Next time I talk to him, I'm like, give us a prank. Come on.
Yeah.
This is a cool note for anyone that might be going to JordanCon. He said COVID stopped, but hopefully nothing gets in the way next year. So are you both going to JordanCon next year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Katie, how about you?
I'm not actually. I will have a newborn. I will have a 1 month old. So.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations.
So unfortunately, I'm not going to be JordanCon.
Well, I will do you. I happily do you a favor if I get to speak with him and you have questions. Send them to me.
Okay.
I will try to ask.
Okay, I'll send them to you.
That's so cool. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Cheers, everyone in chat, please, for Katie. Hopefully, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another little girl. So.
That's so adorable.
It sucks to miss out on JordanCon this year, but we'll be there every year after.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah. No, it's of course. Hopefully, we have many more years of those kind of things.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, so question.
Rafe is a brave man.
Yeah, I know. Rafe even going Reddit doing this was awesome of him. Someone was asking if he had seen some of the stuff that Way of the Heron. If you don't follow their channel, they're great. He said he hadn't seen them, but. Speaking of Jan Petrina, their stunt coordinator, and that we have an actual swords master working on the show, developing the different sword styles as well. And you get a few of them.
Way of the Heron is also on Instagram. If
cool.
anyone wants to follow them there too.
Totally follow them. And he said, and you get to see a few of them named on screen as well in season 2. There you go. I love how he has given up cool season 2 stuff.
Nice.
That was
little bits and pieces.
Yeah. I've heard episode 4 is when things really kick into gear. What are you most excited about for us to see? There's a lot coming on Friday. Oh, we want spoilers, Katie? These are Rafe spoilers for episode 4.
Oh, no, those Rafe spoilers are fine. Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot coming on Friday. Personally, for me, I think it's just amazing to see the Aes Sedai coming to life on screen. Kate Fleetwood and Priyanka Bose are going to blow your minds. And don't get me started on the Warders. I love the use of characters singing so far. Are there plans to continue that beyond Tom? Yeah, song and recited poetry played such a big part in the books. We really like finding ways to weave it into the show, too. I love using the word weave. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
If you had to play the role of any smaller, minor Wheel of Time character, who would you choose and why? I'd be a maid in the spear who doesn't get yeeted. Okay, I have to ask you both. If you could pick any role like this, Katie, any smaller, minor Wheel of Time character, who would you choose and why?
I would probably be an Aes Sedai. I'm not tall enough to be an Aiel.
Nice.
But an Aes Sedai definitely. Or, maybe an accepted or a novice in the White Tower would be okay too. I'd be okay with
that'd be
that.
Cool. Prince Adolin's husband?
Nice.
Who would you
Nakomi. Let me have...
Why not? That's a good thing to pick up.
Let me come in for my two... I'll pick 2 scenes, do my little lines, and then be like, all right, cut the check. Bye.
I'm going to totally cheat. They said any Wheel of Time character, some dude who lives in the Age of Legends. There you go. I just want to be in the Age of Legends, that's all. So far, the series has shown a lot of beautiful cinematography, talking about the landscapes and such. what location do you dream shooting the Wheel of Time at? And he said, Lofoten Islands. Take me to tree malking. I like it. It looks like you did a lot more filming in the Two Rivers than we saw in episode 1, assuming we don't see that content in future episode flashbacks. Are there any thoughts, plans to release some of that footage as bonus content? He said, yes. I think there are a few deleted scenes headed your way in coming weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Cool. Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were like, how come? I mean, we actually saw some pictures that were released in the bonus content, like that look like clearly
There's
from
quite
the
a
Two
few
Rivers.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, this should be showing up. People said I should have been like, I didn't pick Innkeeper Hatch. Look. Yes, I should have picked Innkeeper Hatch. That would have been on point. I didn't do it. This one, we learned the identity of beloved Steve. This is all I care about, and I wish I could tell you the truth. How could there possibly be rumors of Fort Verin in the Two Rivers? You question Moraine's Eyes and Ears Network? Watch your back, my friend. I do like how he handled himself there. He did well.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was well done. As his presence is important to parents' balance later in the series, tell me that was not Gaul in the cage. There you go, everybody. Not Gaul in the IU.
Bloody stop. Bloody
Thank
stop.
goodness.
Yes.
This is my calling my bloody stop.
This is your bloody stop? Yeah, you want to talk about this one?
My buzzer. Okay. Can I tell you for 9 months how stressed I was?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You're not going to tell us who it is. Okay, go ahead.
You've just been stressed because you haven't been able to talk to anyone about it.
Yeah. Rafe alleviated my worst fears because I saw that and I went, they wouldn't kill Gaul, not this early. They wouldn't hurt me like this. They wouldn't do this to me. And then like the pain was like lifted, and then I rewatched the episode, and Matt has the stone dog, takes the stone dog out, and I went, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't hurt me here. I'll stop watching. No, I won't stop watching, but don't hurt me like this. Rafe, don't do this to me. I love Gaul so much.
Yeah, you were happy that you got this answer. Kaz Swain said, that's a BS answer about the Taviran. That's about the only good answer we're going to get. Like, Jordan does this all the time. You're like, how did all these people get this information? And he'll be like, they're in the world and they got it. They know people.
I kind of like that.
It's author prerogative in the type of world that the Wheel of Time is, where people have talents and there's networks of spies and there's Teleron and there's all sorts of Terangrial. There's lots of ways to explain it. Yeah.
Well, and not everything is going to make perfect sense. I don't know.
You can basically give any information. Like, you have Heroes of the Horn that, like, basically Brigitta's like, let me explain to you how this works. Like, we're all waiting up here and we can interact with people, but it's against like the rules, but we do it anyway. And we can pass on information that we've had from our previous lives from 700 turnings ago, because that's what we can do. I mean, like, basically Jordan gave himself like an out to give anyone any information. So yeah, you might call it a cop out, but guess what? The wheel's a cop out. Honestly,
I like that though. I kind of like that idea of maybe there are going to be some unanswered questions in the show like we have with the books. I think that's so fun to kind of carry over the Jordan tradition of watch and find out. I did. You didn't answer.
Yeah. No, that's what Jordan did all the time. Like, and Coswain said, but recognizing Taviran is a rare talent, except we see at least 2 people early on that can do it. Like, it's not that rare. I mean, as in it's rare, but Jordan didn't shy from showing us that those people existed and that we're like known people. So
if not everything makes sense, I'm not going to let it ruin my viewing enjoyment.
Jordan did all the time. When you'd ask him questions, he'd be like, well, because somebody told them. This show is exceeding my wildest dreams, and so is Moraine specifically. Please use this space to gush about how incredible Rosamund Pike is. There's no space large enough for that task. Truly incredible actress, producer, partner, friend. She's everything you could ask for, number one on the call sheet. And above all, she's the Moraine we all wished we could have. Fantastic.
She's incredible.
You can call this, and I said this, and somebody was like, yeah, but she's acting. Sure, you could put all of the stuff that she knows about the Wheel of Time on, like, she memorized it to answer questions in live shows, but it seems like it's embedded. So whether or not she memorized it for like a job and did it, I don't get that feeling from her. Like, when I talked to her,
genuine.
She asked me, like, she's like, so tell me why you didn't like Moraine. Like, she sounded totally genuinely interested. And I was like, I wasn't expecting a question from Rosamund for me about my experience with the Wheel of Time. That like shook me. I was like, wow, that's really
she's in it. She can tell she's in it.
Space Dude just said in chat, Jordan didn't give stupid answers. However, Jordan did give stupid answers. I don't know how many times I've read all of the stuff in the database that we collected of all the answers Robert Jordan gave, but saying he never gave stupid answers is not true. What is your opinion on a book to series adaptation taking too many liberties in regards to a story? Can a book be too closely followed, or is it that what fans really want to see their book come to life on screen? Just like most of them pictured. He answered this one and said, you can never make something that's most like what most of them pictured. That's the beauty of books. Yeah. We'll all have our own personal vision in our heads, and it gets broken down a bit by watching it adapted. For me, though, I prefer an adaptation that tries to utilize its medium to tell the story best. Like I prefer Azkaban to the first couple of Harry Potters. This has come up a lot. I like this. I want to ask this question. Do you like Prisoner? Is it Prisoner of Azkaban?
Mm-hmm.
Azkaban. I'm going to misspell that or something. More than the previous two, right? That's the third one? Is that how it goes? The previous two Harry Potter films. There you go. We're going to ask Harry Potter films. Because I've heard this example used a lot. And do you like Prisoner of Azkaban more than the previous two Harry Potter films, right? Is that a... I'm kind of curious.
Because I think the first two were a little bit closer to the book.
Okay. And... hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this question up. I don't know why I don't have that question. It's so weird. Okay. Oh, well, I can't post that one on the page. I'm sorry, but Adam said, left a tip and said, don't forget that Jordan didn't want heroes to be able to be unbound from the horn, but they could be added. So with infinite turnings, we're all heroes of the horn. We just don't know which one. That's it.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Marisu, your comment's funny. Let me. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, here's a lot of people that agree with this. They agree with at least the comment, not necessarily that they agree with what Rafe said, but that they agree with that idea. Do you have an overall structure to the series envisioned in terms of number of seasons in which books will overlap? Which season? Totally understand if you can't get into specifics. Yeah, I have an overall idea, but that's the effect in a big way. 1 episode number per season, and 2, actor availability. A lot of the changes we had to make in initial plan have been based on those 2 things. So, yeah. So I like that we're getting some of the idea behind the scenes, understanding what goes into this.
Yeah, he can make a plan, but some things are just outside of his control.
Yeah. Sorry, is everyone enjoying this? There's how many questions are there? Are there like 700,000 more? Hopefully I'm not boring. Am I boring you too? Like I'm trying to go through this quick.
No, this is great.
Hopefully I'm enjoying this.
I think there's a couple questions that I missed. Like I read through it a few times, but it seemed like every time I would miss a couple. I don't know.
Okay, here we go. Well, I'm trying to get these as quick, but these are really fascinating. If you had to choose one scene from the book to film almost exactly how Jordan wrote it, which would it be? If it were just me making the show for myself, I'd honestly do the whole Perrin, Egwene, Raven, Stedding, Elias sequence. That really hooked me in the books. Hopefully that helps people out there understand, like, the dude wanted to do a lot of these type of things, but he recognizes that's only if he's making it for himself. So, is it just me? Sorry. Do you think you missed a chance to really make an iconic episode set in... Do you think you missed a chance to make a really iconic episode set in Shadow Logoth? That's my favorite section of Eye of the World, and I felt it shouldn't have been rushed over as you skipped Mordeth, the Mirror Droll, forcing the Trollocs inside, and maybe even Pat and Feigns experience there as an epilogue. Instead, it felt rushed and disappointing all around. And then he said, did we skip all those things? You heard the call out there. Did they skip all those things? Mordeth, Pat and Feign. I have to ask everybody that one. By the way, almost 300 of you voted on this one. And 84% of you, said they liked the Prisoner of Azkaban more than the first 2. So, yeah, I like that. That's really great. How about we ask this question, which is, do you think Mordeth and Pat and Feign were there in the Shatter Logoth scenes? Let me ask my guest here, Prince Adolin's husband. I'm going to ask you not to tell us anything in the sense of, do you have information, I should say? Okay. Were you just muted there? Do you think, there we go. Let me ask.
Might be muted.
If you have information, I don't want you to answer that question. If you don't have information, you can answer that question. Oh, yeah, still muted. It's weird. Yeah, we can't hear you right now. We'll let you know as soon as we can. Well, while Prince Adolin's husband works on that, let me see. Are you including multiple Forsaken in the series? Yep. That's a good answer. When you decide you can't make it into the show where it's in the books, how do you approach bringing that stuff later? Actually, a bunch of stuff in book 1 that we hit in season 2 already, things from book 2 and 3 that we plan to hit later if we're lucky. I think when you're adapting as a series and have so many production budgetary constraints, you have to remix things a little. It's sadly rare that we can do a scene from the books with the same characters in the same place, saying the same lines at the same moment in the books. Yeah, it just makes sense. I know it's a surprise, everybody, but you got to make up dialogue when you only have the third-person omniscient kind of point of view where you're getting in people's heads and you don't have everybody's dialogue, if you will. So which outfit would you be most excited about taking you home with you? Are there secret photos somewhere? I don't remember this one. Of you rocking the body of a Trolloc in Moraine's Kisir. I'm not going to lie. I was Rand al'Thor for Halloween in 2019. I was so much skinnier than I actually fit into Yosha's costume. Okay. I'm curious as to why the ruby was moved from the pommel to the crossguard of the dagger. Several changes, almost all of which I can understand. I haven't been able to understand this one. We tried it there actually at first, a whole bunch of different versions, but it was never reading on camera, so we just wanted to make sure people could see it. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's the practical stuff. Oh, it looks like we lost Prince Adolin's husband for a moment, so probably going to rejoin here shortly. But we'll go back to this one. What's your favorite scene in the books that you're most looking forward to putting on camera? Dumai's Wells.
Oh my goodness. Yes, please.
Please, can we get there? Oh, man.
Yeah, I know.
Can you please tell us what the motivation to change the book lore of channeling being linked to with the soul? Are we seeing a Sidar channeler being a potential dragon? Do you think it won't have a massive butterfly effect on the story going forward? So, he said watch and find out. I want to address this one because I saw this and I replied and read it. As far as I understand, he hasn't changed channeling being linked to the soul. He's changed gender channeling being linked to the soul.
Right.
So what I'm understanding, and we'll eventually break this down in an episode, is that he is... are you back? Can we hear you?
I'm back.
Yay! Yep.
So this one, he said watch and find out. I'm assuming he understood that. I'm taking that like that's not how it works. I believe that that's not the case, but maybe he has completely. We'll see. That's what I want to clarify with him.
I mean, I think it's I think it's something that we'll just have to watch and see, how much was changed or not changed or what they're going to do with it. Yeah. And it's probably something that he doesn't necessarily need to explain yet until they show it in the show.
Rafe, if you ever hear this advice, watch and find out is your friend.
Yes.
And anytime somebody says, I have a theory, just
tell us watch and find out.
Yeah. That's basically, I mean, that's like 90% of the time.
I mean, we're so used to it.
Jordan did like a 90-10. I don't know. I'm just making that number up, but it feels like he did like a 90-10. It was like read and find out. And then every once in a while he would like give you an answer and you're like, I can't believe you just answered me. That's crazy. So more than 300 of you voted on this poll. Do you think Mordeth and Pat and Feign were there in Shadow Logoth scenes? Yeah. 81% think they were. So, Rafe, it seems like at least the fans sitting here were at least thinking they saw what you were kind of, putting in there.
Yeah.
Or heard.
Or heard.
I think that
or
was
heard.
it
Yeah,
for
good
me.
point. Yeah.
Was the whistling. Sounded like Pat on Feign. So
people have been making people have said stuff like there's other sounds. Like there's a wolf sound that's like meant to kind of maybe be ahead of something. Oh yeah.
There are a few sounds. They're definitely using the like sound effects and to their full advantage with the show.
Yeah.
Like before channeling, there's kind of this certain chime, a certain sound too. So
yeah.
But I have to share this from Stubble McShave. Those of you that know him, Stubble's always a Theorylander, supported this channel for a long time, and he couldn't make it tonight. He said, I won't be able to make the show on Wednesday because it's in the middle of the night here, but I wanted to bring up something that I've been screaming about, but no one's listening. When we see Matt in the background with the cage and Tom slides into the side of the frame in the foreground, they play a few guitar notes. It's very similar to how we could hear Ennio Morricone music when someone like Clint Eastwood slide into frame in the foreground and readying his revolver for a shootout. I think they're going to make Tom into somewhat of an old gunslinger, although he'll be throwing knives instead of shooting guns. Honestly,
I kind of like
Tom
that.
Scenes and pictured Clint Eastwood in a Western while in his 50s. It's spot on. Tom as a gunslinger. I love it.
Yeah. So he's talking about the scene from episode 3.
Yeah. He's talking about that.
Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely noticed like that kind of Western feel. Like, I don't know if I noticed exactly what happened, but I got the feeling of like Tom is a character or a cowboy from a Western kind of feel.
Yeah.
The little like sting that played when Tom's knife came out. It was like a little bit of
yeah. So I can't wait till we have like a list of the sounds and where the timestamps are and what we think it means and portends. What I love is that it's like the book icons. We have the chapter icons.
Yeah.
You'd always do like a chapter icon. I never did this, honestly. I never tracked the chapter icons and what they were connected to. Like as a reader, I just never.
Okay.
Like that wasn't part of my reading experience. I wasn't like, I almost didn't want to know, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I would kind of avoid looking at the chapter icon because I felt like it would give me too much information. And I feel like this is kind of their version of chapter icons. That's that's how I take this. It's kind of like their little like signal of what might be about to or what this is. That's how I'm interpreting it.
And I like we're getting sort of leitmotifs with the Edmonds Fielders. I think I can't say the old tongue word, but the Old Blood soundtrack kind of plays sort of in the background with them, which is awesome.
They're definitely doing a lot of some of those Easter eggs and foreshadowing through the music and the sounds. That like they're taking full advantage of like the medium of television, right? Because like you said in the books, we have words, we have some chapter icons, but they're using all of it. They're using everything they can.
I love the idea,
not just the visual.
It's great. That's this is a good question. Thank you very much. Sam said, was Pat and Feign in episode 3? So do we hear Pat and Feign in episode 3? Is there I wonder if he's saying, is there like a sound signal?
Yeah, is there a sound?
By the way, this is going to be the ridiculous side of this. Is we're all going to go back and like watch episodes to listen to them.
Just to listen.
It's going to be listening. We're going to be listening to it. It's
Yeah, I'm going to probably have to.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, me neither.
By the way, I love Sherbert Mango. You guys are awesome. Sherbert Mango said, and I totally lost this comment. Comments are flying by. You guys are. Tom Wayne. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Do you like the Tom Wayne theory? Are you a believer in the Tom Wayne theory? That was Stubble McShave's theory. I just asked everybody about. Let's ask that. Let's poll the audience. And I just saw Miss Sarah James in chat said that Rosamund is on Colbert tonight. So.
Oh yeah.
That's fun.
Love it. Okay, I know there's so much going on right now, guys, and we're at like 8:30. Let me ask you both: do you have anything for the next half an hour? Can you stick around for a half an hour, or do you have to leave?
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
We're not doing an episode tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving around here. Like we're just having fun, everybody.
This
is the whole idea. Okay, I think we. So yeah, I don't believe the question here is correct. I think that's an assumption. That's a bad assumption. But it is. I shouldn't say a bad assumption. It's an assumption, and we just need to verify that or clarify it with Rafe. And he gave us a watch and find out.
Yeah.
What society or culture are you most excited to depict on screen? Yes, we all knew this answer. I just adore the ideal.
Yeah.
He can't wait to do that. Is there? Oh wait, hold on. I see a question come up. Looks really good. Is there a particular reason you chose to exclude what Tam says to Rand during his fever dream, or why you didn't show Rand traveling back to town? Did we?
Oh my!
I like that question a lot because
this is good. This is
one of my theories about what we're going to see.
Okay.
I think the obvious answer is that it would just tell you too much, right? They want to keep who is the Dragon Reborn a mystery, and having that be shown in the very first episode would make it less of a mystery. It's pretty clear why they're doing it.
Everyone's asking what the Tom Wayne theory is. Basically, that Tom is kind of like a Clint Eastwood analog, and that instead of gunslinger, he's kind of like the knife slinger, if you will, and that's kind of what the vibe they were going for. Yeah, and that's why you hear kind of a few guitar notes as he comes into frame, or that's what Stubble McShave believes is the case. Yeah. So that's this Tom Wayne theory that he's meant to be a Clint Eastwood. I think that's what they
or a Sam Elliott XD because everyone wanted Sam Elliott for Tom Maryland.
Everyone wanted Sam Elliott.
Yeah, they did, right? It should be like Tom Elliott. Yeah, that should Elliott. It should be Tom Elliott. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get to the most important question. Let's focus on this one, everybody.
I thought of you immediately when I saw this.
Oh my God.
Let's just stare at this question. Who is playing Celine Landfare? Okay, so this is great for a couple reasons. One, he uses the name Landfare. That's great.
Yeah.
2, he answers a question that's great about who is playing Celine, and it's like tongue-in-cheek, Lanfear, of course. And 3, because it's Lanfear. So it's that
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. What's important here is that Rafe knows who Lanfear is. We're getting multiple Forsaken, and this better be one of them. So I'm taking this as confirmation. Lanfear's coming up here.
Does this mean we're also seeing Celine?
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, maybe.
So let me end this theory for those that understood it, and they're still here.
Sorry, guys.
For those that understood that, 78% said they agreed. So we should poll. We should ask a poll about Lanfear. Yes, that's what should happen. I don't know if anyone asked for that. I'm just telling you we should do that. Do you think we will get Lanfear playing Celine in the TV show? And the obvious answer is doesn't matter because we're getting Lanfear, and that's what's important.
Yeah, I think they might try to throw us for a loop a little bit. I don't think we'll get the same disguises for the show because I think if they really want to keep us guessing and really have this sort of rewatchability, I think it's going to be a thing of maybe we won't get Celine, maybe we'll get someone close to that, or maybe we'll get. So I'm very curious to see where they go. I mean, who's to say that Logain isn't actually just Demandred? Who's to say?
We haven't done any Forsaken sightings yet. I think about about episode 6. Expect me to do some discussions on Forsaken.
I guess it could depend on how you would define Forsaken sightings.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I'm saying we have to do this exact question and have a whole show on this.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to try to read through these less important questions now that we got to the important one fast. Was a big fan of yours in Survivor. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't care about the Survivor question.
Sorry,
Brandon
guys.
Sanderson has said you and him agreed on most of the changes. Except one. Can you tell us what that is? He said, I think there's more than that. But Brandon's been amazing through this whole process. He's such a great collaborator. I'll be dead honest when I say that I do more of his notes percentage-wise than any other single human being involved with the show. Hopefully that makes everybody happy to hear. I think he said, didn't he jokingly say, I mean, I think of it as a joke, but maybe it's real. He said 11,000 notes on like episode 1 or something.
On the pilot, on the first
on
episode.
The pilot, right? Like that seems cool. Like if that's like a real number, then we're glad that he's taking Brandon's note percentage-wise more than anyone of those people.
I would have loved if it was just Harriet and the rest of Team Jordan just sat him down and they just pulled out like from their briefcase like a thick tome, just like, boom.
Yes.
Listen.
Exactly. Another Steve question. And you said there's no Steve question he wouldn't respond to. How are you thinking showing the range of emotions that the parent is able to smell? Check this out.
Oh, I love this question.
I'll reread this question slowly. I know I've been reading through these fast. How are you thinking of showing the range of emotions and other things that Perrin is able to smell? Does Marcus have a special nose acting coach? He actually genuinely does.
Oh, my God.
And he's doing great with it. Oh, my gosh.
I love this so much.
But you should believe the skeptics. This is not the Wheel of Time. Sorry, I had to say that. What is it like to work with the White Ninja Steel Power Ranger, Zoe Robbins? Zoe's incredible. Her emotional and physical commitment on set are just insane. She steps onto set and she just is naive. It's incredible to watch. Yeah, for sure. Do you have a favorite character arc in the books? And have you begun that arc in the show? Egwene breaking the tower from within. Can I say that? Do we spoil it? Spoiler alert. I'm not going to lie. I'm not 100% sure how AMAs work. But yes, this. Spoiler show, everybody. I told you a spoiler show. If that
we don't know very many details from Egwene breaking the tower from within, but that makes me so happy that's something that he wants to include because I love that storyline and I think it's one of the strongest storylines from the end of the books and I'm here for it. I love it.
I agree.
Who will you be cosplaying next Halloween? Madeline Madden. Which character or characters do you most immediately relate to or appreciate when you first read the book series? For me, it was Egwene and Perrin. I'm really loving how they're being portrayed by Madeline and Marcus. Same. Those were the chapters I was always checking forward to see when they came up next. That's cute. Not for me. What were your favorite like 2 characters that you were kind of like could not wait to get to their chapters? I'll start with you, Prince Alan's husband. Like, what are the ones? And those of you in chat, answer this question. Feel free. Name 2 characters, and you were like, get done with this Elaine chapter and get me to the real chapters that matter. That's how my brain worked, by the way, on this one. So.
The very first time I read the series, like I only got to read the first 4. All I can remember from that time is my visceral hatred of Nynaeve. And then I tried the series again. I wanted more Nynaeve, and I can kind of say from this read, more. I wish we got Egwene POVs in Eye of the World, because that ambition and that just kind of like, no, let's do it. Like, I wish we got to see more of her mindset when she was deciding to leave the Two Rivers. Yeah. That was not the answer to the question you wanted, but Egwene and Egwene and Moraine, Nynaeve and Moraine, I guess, because of their constant butting heads.
I just saw an answer in chat that's like blowing my mind. So go ahead and tell me what yours is, Katie, while I see if I can find it.
Yeah, well, I would say Egwene. Part of that also was because I read the young adult version from the Two Rivers that had that Ravens prologue, and that had the Egwene perspective, and like at that time I was very close in age to that character's, Egwene at that age. Anyway, so for me it was always Egwene. But I'm trying to think of like the second character. I mean, I think at a certain point it was Rand, because just because of his journey and his story, depending on where he was in the whole thing, the world did kind of revolve around him, and where he went and what he did kind of drove the plot.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. It's so hard to remember. Matt, of course, is one of mine.
Yeah.
I can't remember, honestly, the other one. I remember hating Elaine's chapters, I'll be honest. Like, I was just like, I can't do any more Elaine. Just I would be like, what's coming up next? But I don't remember.
I did love the Elaine Nynaeve buddy comedy, though.
Oh, that is.
I don't know why
I
like them together. I'm rereading The Great Hunt, and just them like together, just like such an odd couple that. It's good.
I'm on the.
I like the Elaine when it's Brigitte with her.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm in. By the way, do you think that Lanfear will play Celine in the TV show? 92% of you said yes. That's awesome. Again, it's just an excuse for me to say Lanfear.
Wow,
that's it.
That's a lot of people.
So yeah, that's
a pretty good percentage.
I hope. You and I all hope, and 92% of you at least. So, I loved, by the way, Pat and Feign. Absolutely. A lot of them.
Yeah.
The one that I kind of like caught me off guard was Brad out there. Man, this is not because this doesn't say anything about you. I just don't hear a lot of people say Fail, that they're looking forward to Fail chapters.
Oh.
And so that one always catches me off guard. It's not like a bad thing. It's just like I go, wow, okay, really? Like I wasn't expecting Fail. So I love that Fail has her supporters. And I love that each of the characters have their own supporters. And so I totally get it. Let me jump back to this, everybody. I know you're all like, how many questions did he answer? I agree.
He answered a lot. It was impressive.
No, so many. Budget, we don't have to worry about the budget. He didn't answer it. How do you manage mental health? I sat in silence for like 30 seconds after reading this question.
Oh, man. My heart breaks for Rafe a little bit.
Oh, no.
What was the rationale behind not having the cold open of the first episode be the original Eye of the World prologue? We had a lot of different versions of how to start the show always, but my personal opinion was that we shouldn't really see this cold open until Lews Therin was ready to play a more significant role in the show.
Yeah.
Which I think is like a bigger hint than like that. Lews Therin will play a bigger role in the show, right? Yeah. Like we're going to have him as a character, right? If they want to hire an actor for him, then he's going to be a character in the show. Like, how are they going to do that? How are they going to show Rand's madness, right? Like, anyway, there's a lot of depth to that answer that
for sure
makes me really excited.
Yeah.
This is like maybe my favorite answer. A lot of folks who are fans of the book series were expecting a true adaptation of the books to film, and yet said fans had got something totally different than the books. Why was it not stated up front that this would be a retelling of the tale and stating that this was another turning of the wheel? Fans would have been more accepting of this had it been known up front that these changes would occur. If you and others in the know had addressed this up front, the turning of the wheel differences between the turns of the wheel are set into the actual story and would have actually supported these changes had they been addressed up front. Before we get to Rafe's answer, I just want to point something out. That I don't know where you've been for the last 2 years. I don't know, but I do know that we've all been talking about this.
Yeah.
We've tried to tell fans about it. It's not like we've been quiet. So I am sad. I'm not diminishing the fact that if you just walked into this cold and never knew anything, you might feel this way. I totally get it. But people were talking about it, just like Rafe said here. We may have said 1,000 times that this is not a one-for-one adaptation and another turning of the wheel. It simply is. I hope you still enjoy, though, or that if you don't, you can go back to the books and read again. They make for a great reread. Yeah, I totally get it. Like,
yeah.
Totally get it. And honestly, I would say to every fan who didn't like it the first time through, watch it like 4 more times. Every fan I've seen online, even the fans that liked it more.
Yeah.
You know, over and over again. So
I
once catch more things, and you realize how many hints they actually left.
Yeah.
For us book fans.
Oh yeah.
And you can see that there is a genuine love for the series, and I personally could not imagine being in Rafe's place of taking one of your favorite book series, putting it to screen, knowing that you cannot spend 8 episodes in the 2 rivers. You gotta just kind of go, you know. So Rafe is the hero of the Horn in my eyes.
By the way, I'm gonna show you something. We're not gonna be able to do this, guys.
That's fine.
Oh my god.
I can't even believe that there's that many questions left. Was there one that like you want me to look up that you thought was really? Oh wait, I think I saw this one. Yeah, this one's good. Thank you for including the Tuatha on. Will we get to see my other favorite character, Verin? You will. I swear it, until the last hour of my life. That's a good answer.
There was also the casting one.
Which one was that? Let me.
The confirmation of someone being someone.
Oh yes. Oh, we're looking at that one. Oh, how can I have forgotten that one? Because that's my 3rd favorite of the night.
I know.
Look at that, everybody. Have you cast Aviendha yet?
Yes.
Is the answer. Yes.
So that means we're going to see her in season 2?
Yeah, season 2, right? I'm already totally in love with season 2, and I haven't gotten there. This is because again, if we're talking Verin, Lanfear, and Aviendha, I'm obviously season 2 is better than season 1. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm assuming probably Elida.
Right.
I mean, I know she's probably not top there in the list of like beloved female characters, but she's a fantastic villain, and so we got to have her.
She's phenomenal. Like, I'm
keeping my fingers crossed.
Revisiting these books with my first time reader, I kind of am appreciating Elida a little bit more. So I can't wait to see her on screen.
Is Aviendha Steve? I just saw in chat.
Oh my god!
Chat makes this. You guys are awesome, by the way. Chat, you both are awesome too. But chat's like a 3rd guest here, and you guys are hilarious. Okay, as I'm sure you have seen, a lot of fans of the book had concerns about changes, as I'm sure you'd have expected. However, the main one seems to be that a woman can be the dragon. Why was this change made if the dragon is going to be the same anyway, as it changes a lot in the world? Jordan created the dragon. If a woman can be trained by other women in the tower or touch Kalendor. The change we made was not just with the fact that a woman could be the dragon. The core change we made was that people are not 100% convinced that these 3,000-year-old prophecies are 100% accurate. I think it feels a bit more true to the world, and you see the characters question the prophecies of the dragon and the details of it much more in the show than in the books, although there are some scenes in the books that show this as well. We've just expanded on that. It seems quite trusting for Aes Sedai, who trust no one, especially Moraine, who trusts less than no one, to believe with 100% certainty anything that was written thousands of years ago. I totally agree with that. I'm a huge believer in that. I actually take that from the story. I'm surprised that, like he said, that there was like, when he said that there's a little bit of that story in my head, there's a lot of, maybe I'm just thinking of Jordan's quotes. Jordan's quotes about this, there's a lot of those where he's just like, you believe that person? This is all like, it's all about this idea of like, who do you trust? And Jordan talked about that a lot. So
right. And the unreliable narrator, right? Like people can say things, but that does not mean that it's true. People can believe things, and Aes Sedai can believe things, but that does not make it the truth. It makes them the truth they believe.
Yeah.
Flamingo Sedai said, sorry, Katie, this is a cover your face again.
That's fine.
I look forward to more moments that catch book readers off guard like Dana, and to seeing your reaction to seeing Lanfear. Are you all ready for that? I don't think you're ready. I don't think you actually, honestly, I don't think you guys are actually ready for that. I don't think you're ready for what the week of Lanfear is going to be like when this happens.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think you're ready. I mean, if you haven't gotten sick of me talking about Lanfear, you will. I promise you.
I'm assuming we have at least a year, though, before that happens.
Yeah.
I hope.
Well, I mean, when the casting gets released next year.
Right.
Well, I don't think they're going to... I have a feeling we won't see casting for Forsaken. I think they're going to spring them on us.
Or
try to.
Grumpy Smurf, I love the name. Breaks lore, yes. I don't know if you're speaking about this particular thing. It's clear that Rafe has adjusted, reprogrammed, set things differently in the wheel. in this regard when it comes to souls and such. So we as a fandom have to figure out what that means. We have to be able to paint the new picture of what the lore then means according to the new metaphysics that we have. That's all we can do, because we can't, unfortunately, go back and change those things back. Like, that's the reality of the show. So we have to understand what the ripple effect's going to be that they've charted already for us. So that's how I look at it, at least. Village Mattress left a tip and said, the Dusty Wheel a year ago, we would have spent 4 hours taking a deep dive of this Q&A. This Q&A needs it, as you can tell. Like, we're like 45 minutes in. And, was there anything else that you remember? That you talk about Bran being skinny. Favorite episode, he says, in season 2. That's awesome. And that's really cool to hear him say, because that means you don't hear a lot of people say that. They'll be like, well, you know, all of them are my favorite. But he said there's a scene favorite episode in season 2. That's exciting. Wigs he talked about. This will appeal to a lot of people, I think. What's your favorite Wheel of Time book, and what other fantasy series you're a fan of? Shadow Rising. And I love so many stories. Lord of the Rings, Song of Ice and Fire, Earthsea. Right now I'm reading Malazan and Divine Cities. So, dude has time to read. That doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
If I was working on the Wheel of Time, I would have nothing else to read except Wheel of Time.
Yeah. But I guess if you're like so much in the world that maybe occasionally you just need an escape.
That is
you just
fair.
need to like separate yourself from the world. I don't really know. I don't really understand that. I couldn't imagine needing to separate from the Wheel of Time, but you know, I could see someone else needing it.
Elon Moore and Tedronai said, first thing I'm doing when the Dusty Wheel closes for business tonight, read the whole AMA. The document is gold. Yes. There's so many here. We're not going to get to all of them. I like this one. I recently read the article where you speak on how much you had to fight to keep the Weep from Manetheren speech. Are there other scenes with a similar weight of significance you fought for? Vague details are fine. There's a Nynaeve land scene that I fought literally every human being on the show and at the network for, so I hope book fans like it. Let's theorize. What land Nynaeve scene did he fight for?
I hope it's the one in the Blight.
Ooh.
It'd be so...
You're talking about the scene you're talking about. Well, anyways, explain the scene you're talking about.
Well, the scene, I mean, the words aren't going to come to me, but when Lan rejects Nynaeve and she cries, and
yeah. Like the whole
you made flowers grow where I thought nothing could grow.
That kind of thing.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, what are you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's crappy though that everyone. Like if it is that scene that no one wanted it in except for Rafe. Like that's like
this is gonna help everybody. Prince Adolin. I want to get Adolin's husband. I want to get your theory on that. But I've heard some people claim the show is doing away with the concept of Saidar and Saidin altogether. Can you speak on that as well? You will hear the word Saidin this season. There you go, everybody. There you go. He confirmed it. Yeah. Everyone can stop worrying that Saidin and Saidar don't exist. It apparently does. So Prince Adolin's husband, what do you think that theory is on Lan and Nynaeve a scene? Would you pick something different than the one that Katie mentioned?
I think it's this is just Lan sings a little bit of I don't even know how to say it, Mashira, the Lost Love.
Mashiara?
Yeah, I want a little bit of that. Maybe before maybe we saw a shot of like the army marching on, maybe for the big fight that happens in Eye of the World with the Trollocs. I think maybe like Lan's like, I gotta go. And then he breaks into that with full chorus, full choreography, full wind machine, everything.
Yeah, that could be for sure. Yeah, that could be that one too. I totally agree with that one. Sorry, I'm like going through these like. There's other questions, everybody. We probably missed about 15, 16 more questions. He answered a ton of them.
I like he touched on Loyal a little bit and why Loyal.
That's a great one. Let me mention this one first. Can you talk about the process used to figure out how current changes will affect future seasons? I have Sarah Nakamura, our incredible goddess, talk me through the long-term ramifications of any changes so that we know what's going on. Sometimes to drive her crazy, I'll send a casual email that's just like, hey, can you work up a long-term ramification list for if we kill Tom?
Oh my God.
And just keep going like it's totally normal day as she collapses as a human being. Then tell her we're not going to kill him. I think it helps to keep her on her toes, but she probably disagrees. Wow. And if you want to know pranks, there you go.
Yeah, I know.
There's the prankster. Oh wow, that is brutal. I can tell you that. That I can just imagine the searching going on, and yeah, wow.
Sarah shakily drinks a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, yeah, that's like a whole 12-pack of Dr. Pepper. My question is about Loyal. We've seen several of the leaked images that are way different from the book descriptions. Personally, I'm into the changes. I've also heard that Hamed brings the character to life. Can you talk about the process of bringing this beloved character to the screen? Hamed is incredible. For his physical appearance, we really tried to find ways to do a nod to what's in the books while making him a character that doesn't require VFX for us. We just can't afford our budget level to do a fully VFX core character, so it would mean that he ends up getting cut from scenes so that we don't have to spend on him. I didn't want that, as I love Loyal and love Hamed. That's a good.
I like that answer.
That's a great.
And I feel like we've gotten a lot of practical stuff with, like the behind the scenes of the Trollocs with the stuntmen and stilts, and I believe Dan the Murderer was an actor. I feel like it's like if they can do it, let's do it, And personally, I can't wait to see Loyal on screen.
Yeah. It's interesting because, there was a lot of speculation about how they might do Loyal, doing like a motion capture or something like that. And it's very clear why they decided not to. And I love that reason to include him more.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Moving on from that one. That was crazy. Let me jump into blurred scripts. Let's do it. Let me see.
That's right.
I think I have the text of this. Okay. So if you're wondering where the blurred script comes from, let me see if I can find that even. Oh, yeah, this is where. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but this is... it's like 4 minutes, so we're not going to watch. But this is like the season 3... Or no, it's like Legacy 3.1 and content. If you go watch episode 3, click View All, then click Bonus Content, you can find this. That's the only way I know to find this thing. But let me see if I can find this while we're talking here. So yeah, they do this cool thing here. Blah 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 blah. No, I'm not probably going to be able to page to it. I'm going to try, everybody. I kind of generally know where this is at. It's coming up here. This is really cool. It's like 4 minutes. I watched all these running on my treadmill one day. They're very awesome. Harriet's here. You should go watch this part with Harriet. I think it's right here. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So a user saw this and they were like, oh, it's just like script for episode 102. Probably no big deal. Which honestly, like not a huge big deal here, but we did look at those. And someone asked, because apparently they think that I like to unblur scripts and stuff.
I wonder.
That's a weird thing.
Where'd that come from?
I know. It's crazy that they thought that I might be interested. And of course, I was pretty interested. So this is the one shot. This doesn't even need much unblurring, but this says, the other kids look at each other in disbelief when a figure emerges from the forest racing at top speed horseback. It's Lan, battered and bruised, clothes drenched with blood. He stops at the kids. Rand, re the dead Trollocs. What happened to them? Lan, one Fade can control 100 Trollocs. When I killed the rider in black, the Trollocs it was connected to died as well. Matt, you killed the... Lan, hurry. There must be 3 more Fades behind us at least. Hundreds of Trollocs with... He looks back to the forest behind. Horrifying Trolloc horns. Scream, chase. Lan races towards the exterior Shadow Logoth walls. Our kids follow behind Lan and see the Great Wall of Palaces crumbling. Sorry, then it gets like harder to read at the bottom here. So that is what that scene says. So we didn't get that scene. As far as I remember. Does anyone remember that scene? I don't remember that scene.
No, we did not get that scene.
That does not sound like a scene we got. And I'm like, hey, that would have been a cool scene. I want to see him like killing a Fade. I don't know that we would have got that. Maybe this is a scene. Maybe we wouldn't have gotten that if we just got him coming back battered and bruised.
Right.
So people are asking where this is. This is an episode 102. This is episode 2. You see the end of this is what you see happen basically. Like they're like, what is the noise? Whatever. What is that? The Trollocs come in and Trolloc horns, and you basically see that part, and they're running through the forest, and they go into Shadow Logoth. That's kind of the part we get of that. We don't get Lan coming back battered and bruised.
Right.
So really, really.
I think that scene starts with Egwene waking up and seeing the Fade standing up on the horse above them. Right. That's where that starts. Okay.
So we don't get that. So interesting, right?
Yeah. It seems like something they could maybe save for whenever we go to Faldara.
Yeah, like I that's one, and it's not like a cutscene because Lan was with them. It's not like something we're gonna get later. He's not battered and bruised.
Right.
But just so interesting that we're getting like a script page in a bonus content thing. This is the kind of stuff I actually love. I'm gonna go with they knew this was there. This wasn't like they were surprised, and they're kind of giving us like behind the scenes peek into variations of the turning of the wheel. Like I'm going with that versus like, oh wow, they didn't mean to give this away. This would be like something to really miss, in my opinion. But maybe they did. Do you think they missed this, Katie, or do you think this was like totally on the nose for fans that were going to dig into this stuff?
I mean, if they don't think that we're going to dig into it, like they're not paying attention. Like they have to know at this point that including something like that, we're going to dissect it and we're going to unblur it. So.
Yeah. Half Man Dan said, of course they cut Lan killing a Fade. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't even break a sweat. Half Man Dan, I like it. I wanted them. I would like to see a fight with the Fade. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I think I did miss that a little bit from the first few episodes of like how deadly actually is a Fade.
Yeah.
We kind of saw what Trollocs can do, but we didn't see what Fades could do. But
I remember that Rafe said that stuff was. Rafe said that stuff never made it out of the page, right?
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if this was never filmed. This was just kind of an earlier script.
Yeah.
And like these are behind the scenes things, so this was like a cameraman like
this
years
is
ago
probably
over
from that
someone's
first
shoulder. From the
first
table read. Yeah.
Table read. Yep, exactly.
So really interesting to see how things continue to be cut. Village Mattress just said, "Is this not a live call and talk show?" Okay, there are two dedicated callers. I'll bring them both in. You get the only two calls tonight. There's so much to be covered. You've been waiting on for a very long time, so you were both coming into this call. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Yes, hello. This is Daniel from Texas.
Daniel from Texas. You've been waiting a ridiculous amount of time, Daniel. So I apologize that we had so much to discuss today that I forgot to even get to the calls tonight. So I appreciate you waiting. So I'm going to give you the floor. Did you have a question? We've talked about a lot tonight. What did you want to ask us?
Well, I didn't necessarily have a question. I had a theory, and
okay.
I don't know if I'm still ahead of the time on theories, but
no, you can jump in. You're talking to the right people, so go for it.
Okay. So I have a theory about Layla, and it's not Layla Wolf. So to sell you this theory, you have to have 2 points. First is that Rafe and the writers like using things from the books, even if it's not in the correct place. Like in episode 1, we get the quote that war is when fools fight other fools for foolish causes. Not from the same person, but we got it. We got an eye on a cage in a different place. So that's my point one. So we get things from other places and new places. The second is that we're going for more of an ensemble than Eye of the World really was. Like Wheel of Time is, of course, an ensemble story, but Eye of the World is, we have one POV character, right, for the most part. So we only see him. So my point is, I think towards the end, at the Eye of the World or the climax of our season 1 or the first book, basically, that we're going to have more things with other characters. I think we're going to spread some stuff out. It's not just going to be Rand. So the reason why I think this relates to Layla is that, so at the end of the Eye of the World, when Rand has his confrontation with Balsamon and everyone at the end of the Eye of the World, they bring in Kari Althor. I always thought this was sort of random and doesn't really match the rest of the entire story, but they use Kari Althor back to life. I'm still not sure if it was actually her or if it's just, a trick, but I think that's what's going to happen is they're going to use like someone dead, Layla, and except it's going to be directed towards Perrin to try to convince him to come to the dark. Like,
oh my gosh, I freaking love your theory.
I like it.
We're asking everybody. Daniel, thank you for waiting online, man. I love.
I like that.
I love theories.
I like
don't know
it a
if
lot.
I've told anybody that before. But is Layla the new Kari Althor analog? The new Kari Althor? Are we going to get that? Does everyone understand that that's watching this? Yeah. Is Layla the new? Basically, is she going to be used by the Dark One in some way to appeal towards, in this case, Perrin instead of Rand? I love that so much, and I feel stupid for not thinking about it. So you're awesome. This is awesome.
So when I was watching your Inside the Wheel of Time show, when you were talking to Marcus Rutherford, and you asked him how Perrin would feel at the end of the season, he said guilty. And then another reason why it's kind of feeding into my own theory, and I think it's right, is because he's gonna be offered like, oh, the Dark One can bring me back, and some people are saying maybe she had a miscarriage because there was the focus on her belly, and maybe like they're unborn kids. So I think he'll be guilty because he's like refuting that.
Yeah, I agree with this, and Taylor's not in the room, so I'm going to say this. You totally deserve a mug for this theory. This theory rocks, and so please reach out to me on Discord or like on social media. Okay. Send me what was your name again? Daniel, right? Daniel from Texas.
Daniel.
So please do reach out to me. You totally deserve. And by the way, this is totally signaling to everybody that like I need to call with a good theory. Don't think every great theory is going to get a mug, everybody. But this one deserves it. I freaking love this theory. This is so good.
This is great.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all for thank you for taking my call. I've always been a long-term viewer, and I finally had a reason to call in. So.
This is great. Great. I love that you are. I love this. What I mean by that is, I have to give the writers credit. I did in episode 3. They do a great job of layering and pulling things, maybe not using it the same way, but just pulling an idea and giving the idea back to us in a little bit of a twist. And I freaking love this. So Daniel, awesome, man. I love that you watched Inside the Wheel of Time. What did you think about the after show? I'm kind of curious.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I did have one question.
Yeah.
So you had the.
I'm not sure I can answer it, but we'll try.
Is it supposed to be each week? Is it going to be different panelists, or is it always going to be you 5, or is it you the one?
It will be those 3 panelists. Yep, for this first season.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, then that's a good question.
Yes, I loved it. It was very enjoyable.
Absolutely, yeah. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was great.
I think we're going to jump to that one here really soon once we get through these next 2 unblurred pages. But Daniel, thank you so much for calling, man, and we'll talk to you soon. It looks like, by the way, you got almost about 300 votes on this, and 72% agree that this is they agree with your idea here. So fantastic.
That's pretty good.
Idea.
Wow, I didn't think it'd have that much traction.
Well, Daniel, thank you so much, man. Like I said, reach out to me, okay?
Okay, I will.
Okay. Yep. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm so impressed. Okay. This next caller, our last caller of the night, has to kind of come after that caller. I don't know if now they're like, I can't tell if they're probably like stewing on the theory, like what theory can I bring in? So let's bring in our last.
They're trying to earn their mug too.
Right. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hey, this is Anas. It's going to be hard to follow up that.
No, don't feel like you have to. Don't feel like you have to. So what's going on? You've been waiting a long time. I appreciate that. So what were your thoughts? What kind of make you want to call in?
I think the biggest kind of departure in terms of book to show in terms of characters is probably Tom. And I still think, we've just seen a little bit of Tom. We saw him in this kind of dark mining town, and we saw a dark, gritty Tom. And I'm thinking, if we see him in Camelin, let's say next season, or if we see him in another town, we'll see the patched cloak Tom. We'll see the high chant Tom. So we'll see, different versions of Tom based on where he is, and see all of what we've seen in, kind of read in the book. So that's something that Tom is a great character in the books, and it's just in the show he's even more awesome, and I think we'll see more and more of that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I
like this. I like this idea. So basically, you're saying like they're gonna give us the variations of Tom, and we'll run into him in different places. It kind of happens in the books that way a little bit too.
Yeah.
So, but I like the idea that like you're right. Like this is the gritty version that they saw, and then like maybe the next time we see Tom, or the next time they do a setup. I love this. I love the idea that we'll see variations of Tom as we go. That would make total sense to his character. Katie,
totally.
You seem to really respond to this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, Tom has a lot of depth to his character. There's more to him than meets the eye. And you see that in episode 3 where, he's a singer, and then you see him caring about the Aiel and wanting to bury the Aiel, and then he's throwing knives. So there's a lot of hidden talents to Tom and a lot of hidden sides to him, and so I like the idea of kind of revealing that slowly over time.
Yeah,
Tom has a lot of mystery to him, like even book Tom, because we get snippets of more adult life Tom, but we don't know like how Tom got to be how he is, and I think that'd be really interesting to explore. I think like now that they're like, if they have a more focused emphasis on Tom, I think I'd love to see that, especially with more gays and all that.
Yeah.
And what is Tarangale?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think him being a love interest in the past with of course more gays, and then the Moraine angle, which I don't know how that'll go in the show, but just having that possibility of the mystery of Tom and having different variations, I think that'd be cool to watch if they do that.
Yeah, no, that's a great comment. So I have to ask you before I let you go here, what's been your favorite episode of the show so far?
Oh, easily the third. I mean, I think there was a lot of build-up, but the third with the Matt and Rand adventure, the dark friend reveal, Tom's entrance, Tom bonding with Matt. I think all of that was just amazing. And then meeting Logan at the end and knowing what that will be in the next episode, I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, I love that you love the adventures of Matt and Rand. That will always be one of my favorite parts of this whole show. So I love it.
We see so much of that in book one, right? I mean, that's a whole journey. So we saw a little bit of it. I hope we'll see more of it. I think it was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate you waiting online, and both callers, you've been wonderful. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, sorry for those of you out there that are, we did take these two calls. I do see one more person called in. I'll try to get to you here before we end this last caller, but I want to jump to a couple comments. I know you probably both have to, you guys just tell me like, hey, I got to go. Totally. I know we're running just some final things here. Just a tip from Dutoit Miniar said the dragon can be female thought. Use the same lore of Arangar wielding the male half while being in a female body. They could absolutely kind of play with the Arangar story. Somebody said this makes Manfear possible, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh my goodness!
Actually, somebody mentioned this. I was on a panel at Brandon, like the Dragonsteel. Did a mini con around Brandon's release of his new book, and they had a Wheel of Time panel. I kid you not, like 50 to 100 people in the audience, somewhere in that range. And he brought up Manfear, and like half of that audience like chuckled, and it freaked me out a little bit. I was like, no. Why do half of you know what that? Why are half of you laughing? Half of you should not be laughing. Rant Almore said, theory, Matt was hallucinating the crystal found in the Aiel. Ooh. Oh, I do like that theory. Okay. Was Matt hallucinating?
Yeah, I'm curious about that crystal.
I love that idea because I think we only do get it from Matt's viewpoint, right? Matt looks back at it when Matt walks up at it. I like that idea. That's a great one. And this final comment, the Grifter said, theory, Min is Moraine's eyes and ears in the Two Rivers. Min has visited Emond's Field and has seen and recognized Verin there. She alerted Moraine. That would be quite the travels. That would be intense. And Verin, as far as I can tell, they're still using it in the sense of the books, which is it's not like a long time, as in you're Verin for a time. And it's weird to think that they could have been Verin that long, that she could have gone and seen them and then let her know. It would have had to have been a little bit more soon.
Yeah, so but Verin do have, they do have more things going on, right? Like Aes Sedai do.
Yeah.
Or
yes,
I know Aes Sedai and Warders have more symbols or visions that she sees.
Right.
But I think Verin also do. But
yeah. No, I think you're right.
Is it the sparks against the dark that she sees that clues her in that they are important?
She sees it around Rand and Egwene, right?
When they're together, right? I thought it was together.
Rand and Nynaeve. Anyway, yeah.
Ooh, Matt hallucinating the crystal? Almost 250 of you voted no. Okay, I love the theory. Don't accept the speculation. It's those theories that aren't the most obvious to me that are a little bit more fun. I love that idea. Stick with that one. Hold on to that theory. You could totally be right in the future. I love that. Yeah. Okay, so this was the next page that's turned.
More pages.
This one's harder because not this first section. It's the section off to the side. There's other shots of this. This is what needs to be unblurred. It's like the far right side of this. It's really tough to see. You can get a better view of it. Oops. Here. Like you can see this, but then you kind of, because they kind of moves, but you get this one. I still feel like I can. Anyways, I'll tell you what I have. This is what it says.
Okay.
Egwene, I know that should make me, sorry, The Wheel of Time, episode 102, yellow full revision. By the way, Sarah, Mod in chat, said that the yellow full revision is like an early one. So it might, like suggested that it's early and maybe didn't get into actual production. It says, the ruined city of Shadar Logoth, Egwene, I know that should make me feel better, but it's instantly clear that 1,000 years ago, this must have been the greatest city in the world. From their vantage point, they see that the palace domes and towers are cracked and broken now, but the sinuous lines of the city's buildings are still breathtaking with the feel of India and Persia. Lan pushes his horse forward down one of the ancient streets in the city, off the others, glancing back, afraid. Look, it's not like a perfect translation, but exterior Shadar Logoth ruins, temple day. The sun has finally risen, but low clouds hang over the city. Lan leads the way across the broken streets. Egwene, Rand, Matt, and Perrin look around, taking in the vestiges of the city. Stones remain, though most of the city is collapsed. From any angle, they see the great wall surrounding the entire city. Most unsettling, though, there's not a single person or bird or even insect alive. Finally, they make their way through a broken temple. Lan dismounts his horse, ties his gestures to Perrin to hand off Moraine. He gently cradles her in his arms. Shadar Logoth ruins. That was once Lan gingerly floor. He gently pillow. Look, at the very end, you only get a couple words. Okay, everybody.
Yeah.
You just get like I still need to. There's more words down here at the bottom that I can't quite see. So I still need to unblur that. But, like this is the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But that's like I could get some of this, but then I had to start filling it in with what I was able to unblur from this side, and so it's not totally perfect yet. But
I mean, that sounds pretty close to what we actually saw in the show.
Yeah, that seemed really close. There was maybe a little bit in there that wasn't, but that sounded really close.
And there's like a couple lines that they turned into dialogue that wasn't dialogue in there.
Right. By the way, I'm sorry, everybody. The show went late. We'll end here shortly. This one, and then there's this final one. Where is it at, everybody? This one is basically how this worked. This is the part where she just did the speech, Weep from Anetherin. Yeah. There's a section that says, as our group moves to the forest, Matt looks in something at Perrin, sees he's lost in thought, moving slowly, kicks his horse, speeding up until they're riding side by side. Matt says, I know you know this, and I know you're not a big talker, but I'm here with a sore and 2 good ears for listening. And then Perrin nods, a little heartened by this act of friendship. Perrin says softly, the quiet is doing me good. Matt nods back, rides silently at Perrin's side. In front of them, Rand and Egwene ride side by side. There's an awkward silence, neither of them speaking. Then they see something up ahead. Lan returns, and then they're from a scouting trip, whispers to Moraine, and this is where the white cloaks happen. But there's a little spot there with Matt kind of going and chatting with Perrin that we don't see.
Yeah.
But I think that they kind of do that in the temple, right?
Yeah, they do that in the temple in Shadar Logoth.
Yeah. So maybe that's where they moved it. Maybe it just didn't work there, and they kind of moved it over. So these are fun. I wanted to show you those. Last topic for the night. I know we're probably done here. Everyone's like, okay, enough with this. Enough with this show. We've got an after show to do. I got to go to Thanksgiving and start eating some turkey. But I know you all wanted to see this moment. Marcus is so cool. Marcus is awesome.
This is such a great interview.
This was fun. This was a fun one. It's hard for me sometimes to like really take it in all in the moment, but going back and watching this is so great. But here is you should go watch this if you didn't. It's our first episode of the official after show for The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime, which is a crazy thing to say that that I'm hosting it. So this is what Marcus said, and listen closely because you'll miss it if you don't. Oh, you'll definitely miss it if I don't unmute.
Final stages. So I kind of got in like a few like hits into it. So like I can't really claim that I made. And I know that soundbite of like the first thing Perrin made was this act. Sounds amazing. But it was me and Helena as we went in. He was finishing off this piece of work that we did. I think might have been late for later in the season, maybe like the Seanchan or something. But it was.
Right there. Did you hear that?
Yes.
For the Seanchan. What's cool? I want to point out a couple things here. Correct pronunciation. Well done,
yes.
Marcus. That's not a word that you pronunciate correctly. At least I didn't. I used to call them the Seanchan, I think is how I used to say it in my head. Seanchan.
Yeah.
So and then I like heard Jordan say Seanchan. I was like, okay. And we don't know quite what was meant by that, and it's not like book readers. Book readers are all like, well, cool, but we all expect this to happen. Yeah. We're excited about it.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, right. So we don't know, but he said that. And I remember in chat, seeing chat like blow up. It's like chat just went wild. Chat got so excited. Fans got so excited. Bart of the Red Hand just said, how hard was it to keep a straight face when he said that? Remember, by the way, this was a pre-recorded. I was in live chat while this was happening. I was watching along with you guys, and I was like, he said Seanchan? Honestly, I don't remember in the interview, thinking anything. People are like, why didn't you do like a follow-up question or something? Honestly, don't even, like, it happened, like, just like you guys, like, it happened so quickly. Don't have any recollection of it even happening. And so when I heard it during the show, I was like he said Seanchan, and I heard people like type Seanchan in this chat, and I was like, did he just say Seanchan? So funny. Like, I had no idea. I was like, what? That was a lot of fun. What do you think about that, Katie?
There's a couple things. I mean, there's been some like discussion that maybe we'll see Seanchan by the end of the season, but mostly it's been discussion of like, oh, we'll see the boats coming in or something. But if they're actually fabricating an axe for, some of the characters, we're gonna get like up close and personal with some of these characters from Seanchan, and I think that's really cool. So it'll be really interesting to see, what exactly we're going to learn about them.
Which, by the way, Crossword Smile said Matt glossed over it like a total pro. Winner's Lady said, how did you get straight face? Oh, sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry, just kind of bouncing. I did not think we would get the Seanchan this early. So I was just like, again, it threw a wrench into everything. I was like, wait, what? No. Hold on. You can't do this to me. Because I always thought we'd get Seanchan for season 2, like combine Foul and Tyr, maybe.
Yeah, Rajesh said, maybe you asked and Amazon cut it. I have no idea. Like, honestly, I might have. It's hard to remember like that moment. I might have like heard it and been like, oh, I shouldn't touch that.
Yeah.
But part of me is like, maybe I didn't even hear it. I literally don't have a recollection of exactly what happened. So I guess I'll take Crossword Smile. Matt glossed over it like a total pro. Yeah. That's totally how it happened. So that was, I hope you all enjoyed it. That was a crazy amount of information we all took in. So here's what we have coming up. The show, episode 4, releases tomorrow, what we assume is GMT midnight, which is 7 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully you're all there to watch it sometime tomorrow evening, because Friday, oh, Taylor, can you open the mug giveaway up, please? Friday, mug giveaway. Don't put raffle in the chat yet, everybody. You'll see it show up in chat. Do not start entering raffle until you see it show up in chat, please. Don't do that. So Taylor's going to add that here shortly. But yes, Friday we will do an after show. It's kind of like this, about 2 to 3 hours or whatever. We'll be talking about the next episode. And then the next official after show for Inside the Wheel of Time is going to be on Tuesdays. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I'm in live chat. Panelists are in live chat. We're all having fun. I hope all of you who were in live chat enjoyed that. I think we had a crazy group in there. Thank you all. Like, it felt like this group right here. It felt like a lot of you that are here in chat with us right now. So I really appreciated the support. I don't know if you know how much that meant to me and Taylor to see you in chat. It was the nicest chat that I thought was even possible on Amazon Prime Video. Like I thought we'd get like a ton of like random people that didn't know what this was. And I just really appreciated it. Everyone took care and didn't like spoil the books or stuff. It was like, it was like a crazy, like wholesome chat. You guys were awesome. So, and that really meant a lot that you'd support us. Honestly, you know, that you'd show up for this after show. And hopefully you enjoyed everything. The discussions with the panelists, Daniel Green, Critter, Rhythma, those were amazing. Loved those conversations. And obviously Marcus was just, I love the shots they gave us, like Marcus with the wolves. That was such a cool shot that it's just a fun after show. Please go support it. Let people know it's happening. Go follow Katie Sadai on Instagram, like right now, seriously, like her stories. And she just like keeps the hype train moving about her thoughts about everything that's happening. I'm sure our admins have put the link in here. I'll make sure it gets into the description of this video. I'll try to remember. I've like failed the last little bit. Like, oh shit, I forgot to put it. But yes, I'll make sure to try to get that in there. And and Prince Adolin's husband, I can't wait until you can tell your story in full. It's so crazy that you've been waiting this long. Congratulations that you can finally at least tell us that you've been waiting this long. I totally understand as a beta reader, during the beta read days of like having information and then not being able to talk about it is insane. It's especially when you're just like, I want to fan. I want to fan out with people. So I love that. Yeah. And like I said, I hope you wrote the story down. I hope you wrote all the details down. We need like the full thing eventually someday. Like when season 1 is over and there's no more spoiling anything, you can just tell the whole thing.
Yeah. I have a full Word doc that's from that night of just all my incoherent rambling.
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, Taylor, for those of you that hopefully you joined the raffle, and if you didn't hear this, Taylor's going to give you a minute, because if he closes right now, you'll hear my voice and it'll already be closed. So we're going to give you a minute to enter the raffle if you have not, and then we are going to pick. I just saw the link to Katie Sadai, by the way, in chat. Delusions of Grendel put in there. Go follow her right now. Yes, Taylor.
Also, you can type !raffle all you want. Only one is ever entered.
That's true. Yes. It's not going to matter if you enter 7 times, only one is entered. So, but yes, we will, here we go. Let's pick our raffle winner. Let these two wonderful people, they're like, this was supposed to end an hour ago. Their families are probably like, hey, you know, like, hey, where are you at? I thought this thing. And you're like, Matt says an hour and a half and it's never that. So
I'm pretty sure my family is downstairs watching.
Awesome. By the way, I was like, Taylor and I came on the other night. We were like, we're going to come on for like a half an hour. And we were on for 2 hours. It was a funny, you should go back and watch that live stream. Happens. Taylor and I, we like went off, we like ended the show. And then we were like, we came back right in the end and we started doing like favorite hits from the last 2 years. It was a lot of fun. And then Taylor like did one of the confetti things we still haven't cleaned up around here. So, okay, there we go, everybody. Taylor, go ahead and close us out here. Taylor, no more raffles, everybody. If you didn't enter by now, it's too late. Stop entering raffle. You're not in it. Don't do it anymore. Let the mods not have to mute you and kick you from this. You might have a chance. Taylor, give us our winner. Taylor's going to show me who the winner is here. What's that? Oh, you want me to do it? Okay, I get to pick a winner here, everybody. Good luck. Here's our weekly Wednesday mug giveaway. And the winner is...
a little music.
I know, I needed drums. Joel McDougal. Joel McDougal, you are the winner.
Like in chat for a while.
Joel, you won, man. So give me a call. What does that even mean? Send me a note on Discord or on social media. Joel, hopefully you're still here. We like to wait around to see if he shows up and actually says something. Or you'd think, because I just opened this. But yes, congratulations, Joel. Reach out and we will get you that mug. He just said, holy crap. I like it. He's excited.
Nice.
I like seeing how excited people are when they win these. One guy said, it was like the last one, it was like a week ago. He had like the worst day. Oh, go ahead, Taylor. Did you need to do something? Yeah. I was going to try to find his comment there. But yeah, one guy, whoever won it, like, I think it was last week, said that he was having like the worst day and he like jumped on and then he won and it like made his day. Aww. And that made my day to hear that. That was
awesome. That's awesome.
That was awesome. So Joel, hopefully this made your day, man. That's it. Katie, Prince Adolin's husband, thank you so much for being here. This was crazy.
This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Oh, absolutely.
Who would have thought that we'd have a show and that we would be able to like still dissect all these different things for so long?
Forever upon ever. And shout out to that theory. Carrie Althor, like Layla is the new Carrie or Kari, however you want to say it, Carrie Althor. That is blowing my mind, man. So congratulations. Oh, and I totally forgot to grab that last caller. Sorry, last caller. I just saw the caller go away. Apologize about that. We will do, we'll make sure the call lines get open and do more callers in the future. I blame Rafe. He had like 700 AMA answers.
Yeah. He had so many answers. It was impressive. It was very impressive.
So many answers. Okay, I'll let y'all get out here. Enjoy this day tomorrow if you celebrate Thanksgiving. If you don't, enjoy work. And we will talk on Friday at the live after show. It's our official live after show at the Dusty Wheel. The official, after show for the Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime. It'll be on Tuesdays. So thanks everybody for your support. As always, please subscribe. Go follow Katie again one last time. Katie Sedai. And thank you both, and we'll talk to you soon. As we start here, good night from the Dusty Wheel, and smash to black.
Welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
You went right to kill it. Look at you. You're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is one
really
of the
well.
biggest scenes.
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
sad.
not
I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shada Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, consider why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
Carol's like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all of a sudden,
this is not just
like,
a traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
and
elements.
Just a moment ago,
Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me, and
probably I would say put in 70-80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,